Review. Today we're reviewing the BoomsDay project. Of course, I'm Michael, and we have Drew,
As always.
and we are ready to start this lovely review. I'm so
Drug me into
excited.
this once again.
Uh,
This is the weirdest set. I just want to say beforehand, this set has me the most mixed emotions in a while.
because it has mechs.
I simultaneously think that this is a solid set, and yet I am so entirely unexcited about it. Something just is can't get behind these mechs.
I get that you don't like mechs,
Can't get behind these mechs.
but there's some really cool other cards.
There are some interesting cards.
And there's at least one mech that's amazing. But we'll talk about
which one you're
him
talking
later. Alright.
For now, I think we'll get started with Druid, and frankly, we'll get started with the shitty Druid cards.
Yeah.
Though, and we'll talk about this later, if they may end up being the good Druid cards.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Alright, let's bring something up.
I'm gonna slap up Landscaping. It's a 3-mana spell that summons 2 Treants. Treants are the 2/2 tokens that Druid always summons with their shitty cards.
Yeah, not a whole lot to say about that.
I mean, yeah, there really isn't much to say about this.
I mean, if you think about it, it's a 3-mana 4/4. That's not bad. I mean,
it's really slow. It's not what Druid wants to be doing on turn 3.
Frankly,
they want to skip turn 3.
Didn't Warlock get a 3
They don't
mana
wanna have
2?
a turn 3.
Didn't Warlock get a 3-mana summon 2 demons? There were 2/2s.
Yeah, but they also have the capability to try and buff them.
They do. I'm just saying.
I don't think this is awful. I do think it's too slow compared to the all these Treant cards would go in some form of token Druid, and I think summoning 2/2/2s on 3 is a little slow for a token based deck. Like, if you're gonna be one of the aggro players, you better be doing better things on turn 3.
I agree. I mean, this is a little slow.
Yeah.
I mean, I gave. Go ahead.
I'm gonna label this like an arena card, and just give it 2 stars because I think it's boring.
You read my mind. I'm arena with 3 stars though.
That's fair. It's kind of boring, but in arena it'll be good probably. It depends on what bucket it gets slapped into.
Yeah, I agree. I think again this is an arena card.
But anyway, it goes with our next card, which is Dendrologist.
All right, Dendrologist, 2-mana 2/3, battle cry. If you control a treant, discover a spell. I rated this a 1-star card because it is terrible.
But what does it go in? Is it just rusted?
Oh, it is rusted.
It's dead off
it is dead on arrival. So
it's definitely not good in arena.
It's not
like
so. Here's the thing: 2-mana 2/3 is an okay stat line, and if you get you usually get something out of it with that stat line. So I think of the mage card where you would draw a secret from your deck and you got a 2/3.
Yeah, and there's no condition.
And there's no condition. This has a condition, and you cannot summon a treant on turn 1 because there's no card to do that. So you want to be playing this on turn 2 on curve, and you cannot do that and get any sort of bonuses. So why would you even play him?
Yeah,
Perfectly balanced.
I also give this a 1-star simply because I don't like it. But I am going to say that this is balanced simply because Druid discovering a spell is very powerful compared to other classes because Druid spells are so freaking adaptable. So like getting a spell of your choice that fits the state of the game as a Druid is pretty powerful. So I'm going to say that it's actually a balanced effect, but this card is just boring. It's dumb. It's only going to work in like one deck.
No, I think it's junk.
Yeah. And as we continue our ride on the Treant train,
yay!
We now move up to Tending Taran, which is a 6-mana 3/4. Choose one, give your other minions +1/+1, or summon 2 Treants. So first thing off the bat, this is the first of many cards in this set that have horrifically understated stat lines for their mana cost.
That's a thing. This expansion.
Yeah. No, I mean, It's weird though, because at 6 mana I think this is very weak, but at 5 mana it'd probably be broken. This is basically just mini Scenarios. This is like Scenarios Junior, right
Yeah,
here.
I agree with that.
Though the trains don't have taunt, so it can't just like save you. Don't know what to think of this. Like, this could find its way into a token deck maybe, but at 6 mana you want to be if you're doing a token style deck. Even as a druid, I feel like by 6 mana you want to be capping out, and you can do more powerful things at 6 mana.
Well, I mean, you gotta think that maybe, just maybe, you don't have, you've ramped enough that you don't have to worry about it playing this on turn 6. Maybe you're playing this on turn 4 with Biology Project, or
that is true. I mean, druid can cheat their way to these high turns so much earlier.
So that's why I didn't give this a 1. I gave this a 2, and I give it a unicorn rating of, you will see this in a singular deck, and it will specifically be this, like, this Treant Rush deck that you're building, because you can definitely, you put memes here. I said unicorn.
Oops, I clicked wrong. There you go. Enjoy your unicorn.
Yeah, unicorn. Because I feel like this is going to take place in a Treant deck where you go face, and you can give your mana stuff or whatever Treants you summon +1/+1, or any other minion. Like, so because it gives bonuses, it's fine.
I also give it a 2 just because it's, again, these cards are fucking boring. I think in Arena, just either the swing from buffing your board in Arena is a lot more powerful than doing it on turn 6 in Constructed, and it's less likely that your opponent will have some perfect answer or a better play on turn 6. Like, so it's, again, you got to think about what you're competing with at that mana slot. That 6 mana, you're competing with Spreading Plague. Is doing either of these things better than summoning like 3/1/5 taunts?
Well, I mean, you can give them +1/+1, but you can do that with other things too.
Yeah. I don't see this seeing a lot of play.
Again, I don't see it seeing much play at all.
Moving on, though, we do have the capstone of the Treant army.
Okay, so 10 mana, 8/8 mech, Mulch Muncher. Rush. Costs 1 less for each friendly Treant that died this game. This, oddly enough, can stand without its Treant army that just came behind it. Because there are other cards that are already out that make this a better card. And they're easily putting these token druid decks. What's the one where your mana changes to Treants?
Yeah, the living mana.
Living mana. So you can play that, and this becomes a 5 mana 8/8. Like, because it's 5 mana. You play it on 5 mana if you have it.
Yeah.
So I think that this is going to be in a bunch of decks. Like, you don't need any mechs. You don't need anything special. You just toss this in with the token decks, and you got it. Like, you're going to get it. You just got to change a few cards, and it's good to go. Like, I rated this a 4 mana, and it's busted. Like, I think that you're going to be able to do this way easier than you think.
I give it 4 stars, but balanced. I don't think it's going to be quite as simple as you're making it out to be. Because, though I do think that if anything makes a Treant deck work, it's this.
Yeah.
If there is something that makes a Treant deck work, this is involved. Like, you play like this and Sea Giant, so like, no matter what, you have some option to slap down a big creature. And this doesn't rush. That can't be undervalued. Like,
right.
You can drop this to respond to something. This is a decent card by itself. I question how often. I question whether a deck designed around Treants with the idea that you can possibly play this on like turn 4 or turn 5. I question whether that really works. I'm not sure, but someone will try it.
I'm for sure. Oh, I think it's gonna be great.
Maybe it will. I give it a 4 unbalanced. I like the idea of the card. I don't think it's quite busted. We'll see. You could be more right. It's on the line of busted. I think it's on the line.
I think people are people are on either ends of this card usually, and I think I got this one.
All right, so let's hop on over to our segue, I suppose.
Our
In
segue
between,
of druids. So
yeah,
now
our
we're done
segue
with
between the
treants.
bad druid and the good druid
Right.
is
Is gigantic. Wait, this isn't
it's
part of the segue.
it's Gloop Sprayer, an 8 mana 4/4 with Battlecry. Summon a copy of each adjacent minion. Um. This is a wacky card. I don't know what purpose it serves. Because, frankly, if you have the time to play this on turn 8, then you're already winning.
You're winning hard.
This is just a win more card. I think there might be some majestic unicorn of a deck where it fits in and enables some strange combo.
Put it as a 1-star unicorn for me, because that's what I rated it. I know what unicorn deck it is. Would you like me to tell you what it is?
Not Malagos. That's a
No. This is the what you do is that you make the treant deck, and you get the Mulch Muncher down to 0 mana, and you play both Mulch Munchers, and then you play Gloop Sprayer in between them, and you summon 4 Mulch Munchers, 4 8-mana rush creatures. That's the deck I see.
I guess.
That's the deck I see. That's the deck I see, and like
It's so
nothing
weird.
else.
But yeah, I just don't know. It's
I'm not
another
saying
one of
it's a
those
good
cards
deck.
where like absolutely the effect is powerful enough to merit 8 mana, but it's so slow and sad that if you're not already winning, this card's not going to save you.
Yeah, I know.
It's not going to make you win.
No.
All right. Let's move on to Dream Petal Florist. Why don't you tell us all about this, Mike?
Oh, Dream Petal Forest. I love it. 7 mana minion 4/4. Dream Petal Florist. At the end of your turn, reduce the cost of a random minion in your hand by 7. That is amazing, because it specifically targets a minion, and you can bring a minion down from a high cost to a low cost. And you will play this in conjunction with another card that we're going to reveal, probably next, because it goes with it.
It does.
It does. It goes with it so well. And Drew, I put this as a 4 and busted. 4 stars.
I put it as a 2 and busted because I hate it.
I realize you hate it.
Broken. It's definitely broken, but I hate it.
It's gonna happen, Drew.
This card is like so win more, but yet, like Druid can reach 7 mana so much faster than everyone else that like they can afford to play a 7 mana 4/4. They're like the only class that could possibly afford to play a 7 mana 4/4.
Oh, of course, I agree.
And then they get what, a 2 mana Malagos, a 1 mana Lich King. Like if you play this, and like you already had, say, turn on your 6 mana turn, which could be turn 3 for all we know at this point.
Right.
Between Biology Project, Wild Growth, and Nourish. You play Spreading Plague. So they're still working through it's a hunter. So they're still working through your taunts. And you play Dream Petal Florist, so it won't die that turn. Then next turn you play 1 mana Lich King. And you're like, well, fuck.
And then you can just do other stuff.
You have all this in your hand.
Right.
You have all this in your hand because you just played Juicy Psych Melon, which is a 4 mana, draw a 7, 8, 9, and 10 mana cost card from your deck. Mana cost minion from your deck.
It's a sprint that tutors.
It is a prepped sprint that tutors.
It's a cheaper sprint that tutors.
One card, and it specifically draws you your curve. It draws you your Druid curve. Like,
it's perfect.
in Standard, this is obnoxiously powerful. It's not broken. I still gave it a 1-star busted because it's definitely broken and I absolutely despise it.
Drew, I gave it a 5-star busted.
See, you're in stars for power. I'm getting stars for love, and I hate it.
I am giving stars. I also gave some stars for love, but most of it's for power.
My stars are a combination of power and love, but I hated this so much that it had to go down to the 1.
But it's such a good card.
Oh, it's broken. It's broken good.
It's a cheaper sprint that tutors.
It's insanely good in standard. In standard, there are a variety of things you can do. You can guarantee yourself.
It's super busted in wild. I don't know what you're talking about.
Lich King Hadronox in like just big druid. You can guarantee Malagos Lich King, or whatever, or Malagos.
I mean, you could even just throw Tarantus and have a, you
can throw in Mechanothune to make sure he's in your hand before you start blowing up your deck or something.
Yeah.
Like
we'll get the Mechanothune.
Yeah, there are just things you can do.
In so
Wild,
much,
which I don't play for a lot of reasons.
Yeah, but in Wild you can do crazy.
In Wild,
stuff.
this is destructive. This is actively destructive.
Yeah, it's gonna break Wild so hard.
You can draw Aviana Kun, and what are two other things you just want in your hand? You just get.
Well, what you do is you draw Aviana Kun, and you draw what was it? You draw the petal. You draw the petaled florist, and oh my gosh, what was the last thing? I don't know.
Whatever you want, honestly, just like. Azalina Soul Thief and Togwaggle.
Oh yeah.
I saw people
That's
about.
good. That's good.
Like you do Soul Thief, Togwaggle.
I know it's so good. It's such a good card. It's so ridiculous.
This is destructive to Wild. This will.
True, it's so powerful.
Just got out of the giant hell meta, and now they're going back to this. Like, there's a big reason I don't play Wild.
Druid Stone.
Like, good fucking lord.
I'm gonna have to build this card. I'm not gonna get it. I'm going to get the trash legendary epic. So that's it. All right, next.
Next up, before we head into the legendaries, is the last druid card. Last regular druid card. Which
I'm ready.
Biology Project.
Biology Project. 1 mana spell. Each player gains 2 mana crystals. So this is a great card for Druid and no one else. Because you've built your deck to specifically ramp really quickly. I gave this a 4-star and busted. You may be helping your opponent theoretically, but you need to ramp way more than this. This is where you lose your. This is where aggro loses to you so hard because you ramp so quickly.
Yeah, and beyond that, you are equipped with hand refill. So, like, you give an aggro deck 2 extra mana crystals, and they're like, oh, sweet. So they can play out their hand next turn, basically, you know? But they can't just refill their hand the way you can. You're a druid.
Yeah.
You ramp up, they play out their hand, you play Spreading Plague, and then Ultimate Infestation. You're like, haha. I've beaten you.
Yeah, it's pretty much over at that point.
Like, I think we'll get into this towards the end, but I think aggro will be very powerful. But I don't know. A lot about this first month meta is going to come down to if they made aggro powerful enough to deal with combo druid.
I don't think so.
Because the aggro will be powerful enough to deal with every other control class, but I don't know if they'll be powerful enough to deal with combo.
That's because all the rest of the control classes didn't get anything.
That is actively true. Yes.
All right, next card. Next card.
Next card is Forbiddenness Floop. He is a 4-mana 3/4. While in your hand, this is a 3/4 copy of the last minion you played. Most important note here is that it does not say this turn.
I know.
Goes between turns. So, right now there's like 6 top tier druid decks. There just are. But one of the most popular ones is Malagos Druid. Its kind of weakness is that you have to prime up your hand to the perfect opportunity, because once you drop Malagos, you need to make work happen. You either need to have a twig set up to reset your mana bar, so you can do a lot of stuff that turn, or you need to have Malagos highly protected and hope that they've already played their removals.
Right.
This removes all of those conditions. It just you're on turn 9, and you have like a Forbiddenness Floop and a bunch of spells in your hand. You're like, yeah, fuck it, just play Malagos, because next turn you get a 4-mana Malagos, and then you can do whatever you want. Like, you can even save your Twig Pop for him, and you play him, play a swipe, play I don't know, a wrath to clean up something on board you want to die. Then you twig and like have 10 more mana to cast spells.
Drew.
Eh,
Drew, I gave this card a 5 mana and 5 stars, and it's busted. That is
It's
my
not
rate.
even just like the Malgos decks, because this will work with like so many combos. This will work with everything. If you want to, like, Aviana Kun is like the combo in Wild or whatever. He's just gonna go be a part of that, because I don't know. He can.
So I built a deck with Mecha Cthulhu.
In Wild right now, you could play Aviana, Kun, refresh your mana bar, play Ultimate Infestation to refill your hand, and then play Floop as your second Kun. And just
That's
like
good.
innovate Floop.
That's really good though.
Come on.
So
Why?
Drew,
Why do they hurt us?
Drew, I love this card. This card.
Blizzard, if you're being held hostage by real life druids, just like blink twice. Blink twice.
Drew, it's so much fun. This card has so
This
many
card
possibilities.
This card would be really cool if the apparent cancer of druid wasn't so clear already. If there weren't already 5 top level druid decks just swarming.
But Drew, you had to give them something. They lost all their jades, and they've been useless ever since.
Just useless. That's what I heard.
Okay.
Talk about our next card, right?
Yeah. Okay, Floop's Glorious Gloop. 1 mana legendary spell. Whenever a minion dies this turn, gain 1 mana crystal this turn only. This card is... You're going to see this in Token Druid, where you're going to have a bunch of tokens, they're going to kill themselves on something, and then you're going to have a whole bunch of mana to do stuff with. Maybe play something big, maybe Ultimate Infestation, to redraw your hand back, and get a 5/5 on the field and deal damage. Like, this is how... This is a refresher for some sort of Token Druid. And instead of just going face all the time, you can make it sort of almost mid-range at this point with this card. That's all I know.
What's your rating?
Huh?
What's your rating for it?
Oh, I give it 3 and balanced. It's...
See,
I don't really...
I give it 4 and busted because it's a neat idea, but it is broken, and here's why. So the text on this card is very important. Your mind probably mildly overlooked something. The same thing that we all overlooked with Corridor Creeper.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't say your minion.
Oh, I'm fully aware it doesn't say your minions.
Yeah.
I get that.
So this isn't just a Token Druid thing. You play this, you swipe an enemy odd paladin's board. And you just do whatever you want.
I understand what you're saying. I find...
Like,
I just don't like this card all that much. I mean, it's okay. I give it 3 stars.
I think that this also can find its way into that Malgos Druid, where you Malgos, you play this, you pop your twig, and you start you start doing 2 powerful swipes that clear board, and you have 7 more mana this turn. So you just had a 27 mana turn.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with you. I'm just saying it's all right. I just don't think it's that great.
I think it's better than it should be.
Drew, you think that about most of the cards that aren't Hunter.
I think that about most Druid cards. Specifically. Actually, I think half the classes of this set got kind of just random shit that I don't care about.
That's fair.
Actually, as we're about to get into, I actually kind of like the Druid, the Hunter cards this set. I don't think they're fantastic, but they are interesting. And I'll take interesting.
So I want to just let you know that I think it's the Druid, and the Druid's the one that had the most 5 rated cards and the most 1 rated cards.
The Druid for me
Druid was
absolutely
a split
has the most cards labeled busted.
I didn't really count how many. I have a lot of busted.
Yeah.
A lot of busted.
But let's leave this sad Druid land and head into Happy Hunterland.
Ooh, Happy Hunterland! Yay! All right, you got this one because I did the other one.
Right, yes. Secret Plan is 1 mana, discover a secret. That's great. It's great, is what it is. Not only does it let something like Odd Hunter play secrets, which isn't that important, but they do like it. But Hunter secrets, out of all the classes that have secrets, I feel like Hunter secrets are among the most situational. They have several secrets where like they've only been included because they're like their only option to handle certain scenarios, and the ability to pick one on the fly is fan-freaking-tastic. Like you're fighting an odd paladin. Do you need an extra explosive trap this round? Sure. You're fighting a big druid. Do you need an extra frozen trap this round? Hell, you're fighting anyone. Do you need an extra wandering monster?
The answer is always yes.
Or you're like, this is a weird situation. I actually need a venom trap. It's a very adaptable card. It's 1 mana. Barely has a play cost. And Hunter will take anything that gives them card value. Also, like. And it doesn't require them to play an extra card from their deck that turn is a plus. Yeah, I love it.
I would say Hunter Secrets are great. They do well. Discovering one will help you in many of the situations. 4-star balance for sure.
I give it 5-star balance.
I realize that.
I really think it enables...
Well, I think this also helps with the bow. The bow is really... because you play the bow anyway. Because...
Yeah.
It's a good removal tool.
If you're in a secret hunter, or like a spell hunter...
This goes directly in spell hunter.
Fantastic.
This goes immediately into spell hunter.
Yeah, without question. You cut your 2 shittiest secrets and you put in 2 adaptable secrets.
Or you could just cut another junk card. Most people saying they cut Arcane Shot for this.
I could see that. Arcane Shot has its moment, but I could see cutting it for this.
Right.
But yeah, no, this is a great card. This is like this is one of the few times I feel where like Blizzard just kind of got it right.
Blizzard were like, we'll give the hunters this one.
It's not even like it's a particularly great card in terms of power. It's just like this is a well-designed card for a class that needs it.
Right. I agree.
Alright, so next is the Venomizer. I'll slap the card up in 1 second. There we go. The Venomizer.
Alright, Venomizer. It's a 2-mana 2/2 mech. Magnetic Poisonous. Oh boy, is this a good
So this is actually our first time talking about Magnetic.
Yes. Oh, well then I'll go into it. Magnetic is a new card tag that allows you to attach it to another mech if you play it on the left. And then it just automatically goes on the creature. That's a mech. And if you put it on the right, it doesn't. So you want to make sure that placing is important for where you want to put this.
Yes.
I think it's great. Go ahead.
I agree. This card's pretty good.
This is one of the best cards.
The magnetic mechanic.
Magnetic mechs.
Whatever.
It's fun, Drew. Just let it be fun. Just enjoy it for just a moment.
I just don't know about it because this is basically so last expansion they basically said charge is really hard to balance around, so we made rush. It's easier to balance, and I agree. Like I love charge and stuff, but charge is hard to balance around. Magnetic is kind of like Charge Junior. You're just slapping stats and powers onto things on the board.
But you have to establish that you have things on the board first.
Yeah, but it's pretty easy to keep. Mechs are stickier than other creatures.
I agree.
They just are.
Well,
they have a history of
especially this expansion when a lot of them have death rattles or
keeping even a shit mech on board is fine because then you just slap something on it. And this, so the hunter, this is almost like Charge Poisonous, which is powerful.
Well, that's exactly what it is.
But I'm calling it an arena card for now. I think I'm probably wrong. I think this will see some decent constructed play.
I'm giving it 4 stars balanced because this is one of the best magnetic mechs out there for sure.
It is very good. I'm calling it an arena card for the moment, just because I'm not 100% sold on Mech Hunter. That said, I think it'll be hilarious. I don't know if it'll be.
I mean, here's the thing. I play Egg Hunter right now, and I can see slapping on because there's a lot of death rattle mechs that are coming out and synergies for them. And this is going to be, if you're doing that, this is going in that deck right away.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
But speaking of Mech Hunter, the start of that is this, frankly, fantastic fucking card. 2 mana, Bomb Toss. Deal 2 damage, summon a Goblin Bomb. Goblin Bombs are 0/2 neutral tokens with Death Rattle, deal 2 damage to your enemy's face. This card is 2 mana removal. Hunters have been sorely, deeply missing Quick Shot for 2 years now.
Yeah.
Losing Quick Shot immediately dropped Hunter's potential by like 2 full tiers. This is mini Quick Shot, where it only does 2 damage to the target, but then later kind of half guarantees 2 damage to the face.
I gave it 3 stars unbalanced. I think it's a great card.
I give it 4 stars unbalanced.
I understand why you like it more, and I get it. I do like this card. I think it's great, and I think that if you are running this card, you're most likely going to put a Venomizer there to attach it to a Goblin Bomb, because they're mechs.
I don't even know. I think you could just run this card. I think that even mid-range hunters who don't really give too much of a shit about other mechs will run this card. Because, one, it's just 2 mana removal, which is great. 2 mana, 2 damage removal. That cleans up so many turn 2, turn 3 plays from other classes, which Hunter has always had problems dealing with, because they want to hold them. And having even if you don't have stuff that's going to buff up that Goblin Bomb or trigger him multiple times or whatever, having a Goblin Bomb on your board as a hunter is fine and great, because you are going to run a wide board and your opponent will want to board clear you at some point. So you're just putting damage to their face in their board clear.
I mean, I think this is almost like a straight up improvement on Arcane Shot, because
it's the extra mana can be costly. Arcane Shot being 1 mana is valuable.
But when you combine, I agree with that. But when you combine it with,
it's the middle ground between Arcane Shot and Quick Shot,
right?
And I'll take it. I'll take it.
All right, next.
Next up is, let's go with Spider Bomb.
Yeah.
Slap that shit up there.
Spider Bomb, 3 mana, 2/2 mech, magnetic, Death Rattle, destroy a random enemy minion. So, if you have a minion out there that's a mech, you can just attach it to it, and it keeps the Death Rattle, and it gains all the stats, like we said. So, it's pretty much you rush it out, and you can kill something, like if it dies. But there's a lot of other cards in this upcoming Hunter Death Rattle that we're going to go through, and some of them trigger Death Rattles, and so that will gain that Death Rattle. It's really cool. I gave this... It's 3 mana balanced. That's what I gave it. I like it. I like it a lot.
I give it 2 stars in Arena, just because a random enemy minion is not ideal, especially in what we're going to predict, or I'm predicting at least, isn't going to be a meta filled with aggro decks, where there's going to be like 4 minions on board. Destroying a random one, not incredibly valuable to me.
But I mean, if you're attaching it to a creature, and you run it into it and kill that creature, and there's one other creature, you're guaranteed to kill the other one.
That's the ideal scenario, sure, but that's not going to happen all the time. The ideal, like the perfect scenario would be, they have a board of big stuff. You play this, play dead on it twice, and then run into something.
That's true. I mean,
but even then, like, why would I run this over Venomizer? Like in 80% of the time.
Well, because
it can quote unquote get by taunts, but you don't know that. Like it's random.
It all depends.
I think that Venomizer is almost a straight up upgrade over this, because not only does Venomizer have poisonous, so you can directly pick your target, it's also a mana less. Like, and I don't know.
I think that they're both. I think there's going to be this weird like mech hunter removal deck where your goal is really just bomb down your opponent with Goblin Bombs, and I mean, this is just one that enables things to get through. I think of the priest minion. Oh my god, the name of the priest minion that destroys a random target. What's that called? I should know this. Jeez.
Obsidian Statue.
Obsidian Statue. I mean, that is
the destroy random target part of that is nice but like the biggest part of that is the 4/8 lifesteal. Like they have to deal with it, and they have to.
Oh, I agree. I'm just saying, like, that's
Kind of
powerful.
just
That's a
icing on the
powerful
top,
death
whereas
rattle.
this is the purpose of it, and it's weirder. It's not. It's not as efficient.
Well. The thing
it's
is if you trigger the death rattle of Spider Bomb, you're guaranteed to kill something. There's no triggering a death rattle in Venomizer.
Yeah, but you also don't necessarily want to use your play dead turn.
Well, I'm not even talking about plays dead. I'm talking about fireworks tech. I'm talking about there's a bunch of things that are going to be able to go through and trigger things like your terror scales. So.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. You wanna use those for more powerful combos than just straight up. Generally, as a hunter, at least in the current state of hunter and how it's been for the past few years, is if you're spending a lot of your resources just trying to clean up the board, then you're already losing, which is a problem.
Well, we may not have necessarily a rush hunter, aggro hunter.
No, I know.
I mean, spell hunter definitely isn't.
Spawner still plays pretty aggressively.
It does.
Let's hop on over to the fireworks tech, which you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 2 mana, 2/1. It has battle cry. You give a friendly mech +1/+1, and if it has a death rattle, trigger it. It obviously works fantastically with everything we just talked about. Works fantastically with Spider Bomb. Works fantastically with Goblin Bomb. Works just fantastically with Mech Hunter in general, because a lot of these mechs have death rattles. Like we said, mechs are historically sticky, which means they have a death rattle that does something annoying or puts another mech on board, or just does mech bullshit. I give it 4 stars and balanced. I don't think it's broken. The stat line keeps it in check. Summon at 2/1 on turn 2 is not what you want to do.
Same, Drew.
But
same rating. Aye.
Yeah, but it's a good card. It's not overly powerful, but it's definitely playable.
I agree. I mean, it's got an okay stat line for a 2/1, but I mean, you're also giving something a 1/1 that's already out, so it's most likely going to go.
You are handing out 2 active stats
right.
and possibly more based on what their death rattle does.
Right. So I think that's great. It's a great card. Yeah. Not a problem.
It goes in a bomb deck.
It goes in a bomb deck. It goes in a mech hunter deck.
If my meme dream bomb deck exists,
it does.
It will exist. It won't be as.
It'll exist when you craft.
It won't be as bomb heavy as my meme dream. Yeah. I know that an optimized bomb deck will end up with a curve and whatnot. My meme dream bomb deck simply plays everything that gives you bombs.
Right. We're gonna do that. It'll be fun. That's on Tuesdays. That's on Tuesdays.
Yeah, chat up, Cybertech shit.
All right. Cybertech is a 2 mana spell. Give your minions death rattle. Add a random mech to your hand. This reminds me of the Spider Bros that we had in Goblins vs. Gnomes, where
it should remind you of Infest.
Yeah, Infest. Yeah, Infest. Yeah, that too.
It gives all your minions death rattle and a random beast to your hand.
Right, exactly. So this is mechs. This is okay, but you're going to have to hit a minimum of 2 things on the board to make this useful. I didn't rate this as well just because I think it's 3 imbalanced. I'm just a little... It's okay. But some of the mechs that you discover are not great.
Yeah, I actually think this is pretty bad. I gave it 1 in Rusted. This not only is it slow, it also a random mech is not that great. They really aren't. Mechs are great. Like very specific mechs are great, but there's a lot of crap in that pool. So having a random one is not very valuable to you. And plus, it's slow. You need to hit a lot of minions, but who wants this? And that's the thing. It's not. I don't mean like a who wanted this. Whatever. I mean what deck wants this effect enough to run it.
Pretty much just mech deck.
The closest I could think of would be an aggro hunter who empties out their hand and they unleash the hounds and Cybertech chip to refill it with however many mechs they just killed.
That just sounds so terrible.
Yeah, that's a turn 5 play, and you get 3 or 4 random mechs. You don't even clear the enemy board.
Assuming that your enemy has things on the board,
yeah,
that's just so bad.
Very good. It's really not.
Yeah,
very
I just put it as 3 because it was a meh card, and I think it's balanced because if this costs 1, it would be broken. But
I agree, probably. It's so. I just don't know. I just
yeah.
don't know. So
All right, next. I'm done with this card.
yeah. Next up is another card that I'm not quite sure about. Called Goblin Prank. This is 2 mana. Give a friendly minion +3/+3 and rush. It dies at the end of turn.
So Drew, do you want to hear my rating for this one?
Probably give it like a 5-star.
It is a 1-star rusted piece of garbage. I hate it. It's a stupid card.
I
know what they're doing.
gave it 2-star Arena. It's
I don't like
you
it.
could
Drew.
print a worse card. This isn't like awful, and like it gives you active trade stats, and your death rattle will definitely go off. But like it's just awkward. It's an awkward card.
It is an awkward card.
This is the kind of card where if Hunter had card draw, I'd be fine with running it.
But they don't.
Because you could draw a hand where this can sit in it until you need it. But Hunter doesn't have card draw. Hunter has to make sure that every single card in their deck has top deck value because it might be the only card in their hand. And this has no top deck value, basically. You can't run this safely.
No. I mean, Power Overwhelming was way better.
Spellhunter doesn't want it because they don't end up with any Death Rattle creatures, because any creature you summon in Spellhunter is regular, doesn't have Death Rattle.
Right.
Egg Hunter doesn't want it because they have enough ways to trigger their shit, and like they're not fighting for boards the way like Midrange Hunter is. Midrange Hunter doesn't want it because they have no card draw, and Aggro Hunter doesn't want it because it's slow and shitty and it can't hit face.
Yeah.
So
it's just not a good card
in
overall.
like in Arena, I think in Arena, you're near the end of your draft, you can grab this so that you have some trade power, because trading in Arena is incredibly valuable. Like having a favorable trade in Arena is great, and you can just like have, and Death Rattles are also great. So like you can do that in Arena, but
I don't know. This is
can't do it.
To me, it's just a weaker Power Overwhelming, and
basically.
I just don't like this card.
Like giving it rush implies that they want you to play this with something you just played that turn too. But
yeah.
I don't know what I'd play it with. I just
yeah.
Are you gonna do an 8 mana high main so you can hit a creature for 9 and that dies? No, you're not.
Yeah, it's just not. It's not good.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Next one.
You could talk about a better Hunter Epic.
Oh, good. Yes. Okay, Necromechanic. 5 mana, 3/6. Your Death Rattles trigger twice. Drew, I need to explain that Baron Rivendell was one of my favorite cards because I love Death Rattles. They're really fun. That's my favorite mechanic in Hearthstone. And so I just love anything that's like that. And for me to do this twice, you can do some really cool combos with it. It's not a great card, but because I love the idea of it so much, I gave it a 5 with balance, because this thing ain't going to stay alive. This has hard taunt, even though taunt's not on it, because if it goes out, you're in trouble.
Yeah, I gave it a 4 in balance for similar reasons. Like this has effectively has taunt on it, because people want to kill this. People not want to leave this alive, because Hunter not only has generally great death rattles, but they have ways to trigger them. And which means that if you leave this alive, they are going to be... Like, if this lives a turn... Say you played this on curve, and, like, leading up to this, you played, I don't know, a few things at Journey.
Don't play this on curve. Don't.
I know you don't want to.
It needs to be at least turn 6, so you can get your play dead.
You got into a situation where you had to.
There's no situation. Unless you're going to trigger death rattles of stuff that's already out there.
But you could then just like play dead, terror scale, fireworks thing. This is a very good card. It's only balanced because it's balanced around a set line. It's a balanced set line.
It's a balanced set line. I mean, it's actually not a great stat line for a 5 mana card, but the power on it is so high that it makes sense.
It's a very powerful card.
I'm gonna have to craft this. for sure, because I'm not going to get this one either. I only get crappy epics.
This card would be a lot of fun, and in Wild, this is like a hunter finisher. Like you have a board of goblin bombs, and like turn 7, you necromechanic faint.
I wonder if you could.
Faint death.
I wonder if you could play this with Baron Rivendell if it'll double.
No, they're both worded as twice. It's like if you have multiple Barons on board.
Well, then it's an extra Baron.
You can't even have 2 of them on board for the effect. But yeah, they're all worded as twice. They were very careful about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Wild on turn 7, you have a board of goblin bombs. You necromechanic feign death, just deal all the damage to face. Or turn 9, necromechanic and feign death twice.
Yeah.
Assuming you live to turn 9 in Wild as Hunter, that's an accomplishment already.
Yeah, that's you've done well.
Good job.
Good job.
But yeah, I enjoy the flavor of that card. I think it is balanced. I think the stat line is balanced. Yeah, they did a good job with Hunter cards this round, which is a massive surprise.
I'm glad you left me the other one. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's a massive surprise to me that they did a good job with Hunter cards.
Yeah.
Maybe with the exception of what I'm about to talk about, which is Clark's with Bazooka.
Yeah, this is pretty busted, right? I'm
8 mana.
I'm kidding.
To summon 3 minions from your deck. They attack enemy minions randomly. That's not stated, but it is random. Then die. I get what they were going for. They were going for the idea that you're playing this Death Rattle deck. So you play 8 mana to thin your deck by 3 cards and trigger 3 Death Rattles and maybe destroy some enemy minions in the process. But the simple fact is that Death Rattle minions always need non-Death Rattles to support them. Hunter has a lot of spells. They don't have enough spells to like sit there and support like a heavy Death Rattle only scenario. And then on top of that, this accidentally nerfs Rockdalar because you could get this in Spell Hunter where it literally does nothing.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that.
It's like it's just a little too bad. I feel like even at 7 mana this would be too bad. I don't know. I think at 6 mana I'd start trying hard to craft a deck around it because at 6 mana this would be very, very powerful. But at 8 mana, it's not happening. It really isn't.
All right, so
someone will play some meme deck that does this, but I'm calling it rusted.
So I'm giving this 2 mana unicorn.
You think that there's one deck out there?
There is a single deck where you only run 3. I'm gonna be honest with you. It was the deck they showed on stream. That's the deck where you get rid of all of your animals, and then you resummon them with that Death Rattle guy, and they all go face, and you win. Like that's. I see it as that one deck, and that's it.
So what? So it's a guy that resummons Death Rattles. What if you pull him on this?
Well, then theoretically, if your animals have died, the ones that go face, then they come out early. I don't have all the answers, Drew. This is a unicorn deck for a reason.
Yeah, it's not. I love the card art. That's what I love, though.
I mean, what you could do is theoretically, if they costed more,
rocket to a rhinoceros.
I love it. There are ways to tutor things. Maybe I don't know. I'll think of something.
There are ways to tutor things in other decks. Hunter is notably weak on tutors.
Yeah, there's ways around that though, with some neutrals. But
I do love the card art though.
Yeah, the card art's hilarious.
It's a strap a rocket to him.
Yeah. All right.
Enjoy that.
Yes. So it's a legendary minion, 7 mana, Boommaster Flark. He's a 5/5 battle cry. Summon 4/02 Goblin Bombs. If you are going to make some sort of Death Rattle mech deck, he's your man. This is how you get like a stupid board. And then the following turn you play your double Death Rattle girl, and you send them off to the races. You magneticize a few things. There's some really cheap magnetic cards. You just put them all together and send them out to die, and you're dealing like 16 damage just with the goblin bombs, not even including the him and other things that you might have out. So it's great. I think it's I mean, I found him really balanced. He's a 3-star balanced. That's his power level. I understand that Drew thinks he's meme tier, but
I gave him 4 stars and glorious meme tier. It's not that I think he's bad. I actually don't think he's bad. I think he's pretty solid. I just think that like a deck where he has the finisher will be hilariously memey. It just will be. It's one of those things where like this effect is really good and it's appropriately costed, but yet doing this on turn 7 is also hard.
Yeah, it's a very fair card, and
you have to be setting up some situation where you're gonna force their hand on lethal, and this card, like many of the Hunter cards this match, well, like every Hunter card in existence, actually, think about it.
It's fair.
This card, like every Hunter card in existence, has a huge problem with Priest existing.
Yeah.
So it will depend on whether Priest is still in the shitter. Right now, Priest is in the shitter. You see, they're like 3% of ladder. It's bad. So Hunter can play cards. Whereas if Priest comes back, this card is trash because they're either going to silence your board or Psychic Scream you.
I don't think it's gonna be a problem.
I'm not sure it's going to be a problem yet, honestly. This Priest got weird cards.
Yeah, but they got
would be the right kind of weird.
No. Maybe.
It might be. I don't know.
Okay. Alright, let's move to Mage.
That is the last Hunter card. So we can now move on to Mage. And we'll start Mage off. We'll just start Mage off with one of the most interesting cards of the whole set, actually.
Oh, really? I'm curious to find what you find interesting. Oh, that one. That makes sense. Go for it. You're up.
I know. Research Project is a 2-mana spell. Each player draws 2 cards. 2 mana, draw 2. Obviously powerful. It just banned Cold Light Oracle. Just rotated them.
Banned
They
Cold
gave
Light
Mage mini Cold Light Oracle. It's Cold Light Oracle without a body, which means you can't repeat it as easily. But you can find this off of Glyph and whatever. This is a very good card, and it's demonstrated actively in the meta every day how giving your opponent 2 cards can be just as detrimental as it can be beneficial to them. So, I think this is pretty powerful. I'm not ready to say it's busted. I don't think it is, but it's like I'm gonna call it a meme tier because it's gonna there will be like some deck built around like doing this 80 times and milling your opponent or something weird like that. I really should have come up with a tier somewhere between balanced and busted.
Yeah, yeah, you really should have.
I really should have.
Because your rating systems are a little bit everywhere. But that's okay.
Fuck you.
but I appreciate having different rating systems. I'm glad you added the unicorn in it.
This is our experimental.
All I have to say is that every time we do this, I say to Drew, "Hey, let's add like this one thing to it." And he's like, "Oh, I can do that, but not today." And then
I've worked it out. Now we can start doing that more often. This is the test drive.
I think it's going really well. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, Drew. So you ready for my rating of this card? It's 2 stars and rusted.
Rusted? You think this is rusted?
All right, so just hear me out. If there's one thing that Mage does really well, is draw cards. I'm gonna be honest. I've played so many things where I have so many cards I don't know what to do with them all at one point. Like I just have too many. That's my elemental deck. I run a big scale elemental deck.
Elemental Mage, you always have a full hand.
I just have a full hand all the time. And I don't think giving my opponent more options is necessary. I would rather pay the 1 more mana, or in my case, the same amount of mana to draw 3 cards and not have to deal with them getting cards.
I just think it doesn't go in Elemental Mage. Because you don't need it. It goes in like Face Mage and like
I wouldn't run this. I wouldn't run this if you're going Face Mage. Then you have a weapon that draws you 3 cards at the end of your turn.
Yeah, it doesn't replace Eluneth.
No, it doesn't. And if you have
But it
Eluneth,
can
you
come
don't
out
need
earlier
this.
than Eluneth. It can find you Eluneth.
Yeah, well, so
Finding Eluneth and playing it on 6 is a big part of base mage winning.
the thing is that you can do that with Arcane Intellect, and you can do that with because you don't throw them away with the Book of Specters. But
You can do it with Arcane Intellect, but I wouldn't discount the power of doing it for 1 mana cheaper in a deck that wants to do its play on turn 6.
I don't know. I feel like even with Eluneth, I just think it's too much. Like Mage has way more better options. I get the idea that you want to do some sort of like mill thing, which that might be a thing. I don't think there's enough cards to do it, to be honest.
Maybe
how I'm just saying, like, how often as a mage did you put Cold Light Oracle in your deck?
A lot.
Okay, then you're.
It was in a lot of mage decks.
I didn't really put it. I don't remember putting it in any of my mage decks. I never was that hard up on card draw.
It went in so many control mage decks because they just absolutely wanted Jaina by 9. They were willing to give up.
I get that you want Jaina by 9, but there's a situation though where you just
now the problem is that was big mage, and big mage can't play this.
Right, and the issue is that on top of that, like you're drawing more cards for your opponent, and they have more options.
But like I said, right now, druids happily play natural lights. They even play it on purpose.
Druids are a little different.
No, I know they're different.
You can't.
There are clear reasons. That
all I'm saying is
extra card to
the reason that you ran Cold Light is because you had Ice Block. Because it doesn't matter what they're going to do on their turn because they can't kill you. That doesn't exist anymore.
That's fair. I'm willing to accept that assessment.
That's why I wrote it lower.
I think this card absolutely has a place.
If Ice Block existed in the standard format, this would be fine.
I think this card will see at least a medium amount of play.
Probably. All
right. Take it away, Michael.
You're gonna give me this junk card.
I am. I'm sorry.
It's a 1-mana spell, Shooting Star. Deal 1 damage to a minion and the minions next to it. Wow, what just junk. I think it's a piece of garbage. I understand that they're trying to push a spell damage mage in which you could maybe do this for 3 damage, and that's
like a mini board clear.
Like a mini board clear, and that's great. Assuming that they have 3 things on the board. But if you're playing some sort of rush deck, you normally have more than 3 things on the board. And it's just, I don't know. This reminds me of the Arcane, where you just deal 1 damage to the board. Like, it's just...
Yeah, but that's 2 mana.
I know it's 2 mana, but I just don't... I just didn't like this card. I gave it a 2 in Rusted. Like, I just can't see it being run all that much. I mean, maybe in a situation where you... get some sort of spell damage, and you find this with other cards, sure, that would be fine. But overall, I think it's just a very low power level. I should have I should have put this as an arena card because it makes way more sense.
3 arena.
Yeah, that makes way more sense.
I give it 3 stars because I like the idea. I agree. It's not quite good enough.
It's not good enough in instruction for sure.
If Odd Paladin comes back into prominence, where it kind of it's working on it already in the current meta, this card could see play simply because it helps you just maintain their board state. Like, it helps you maintain against their board state early on.
Right.
Because they have tons of 1 mana tokens, and you can just kind of ping them away in mass. So it could see play there. But I don't think you necessarily want to play it. You can play it with our next card, I'm going to bring up in a moment, and do like a hit 3 things for 3, but on turn 3. And that's okay, but it's, again, only okay. And our next card, the card I actually quite love, Celestial Emissary, rather. Celestial Emissary is a 2-mana 2/1 with Battle Cry. Your next spell this turn has spell damage +2. This is a really neat effect, because getting spell damage +2 is usually pretty costly. Like all the minions that have it are like understated or overcosted or both. And just getting so this is like a conditional version, but it has so many applications. Like not just like something like that shooting star where you play on turn 3 and do three damage to 3 minions. That's really cool. But you can also do turn 8, 4 damage Blizzard, turn 9, 6 damage Flame Strike. Big Mage is playing this without question. Big Mage will find a slot for this. It's just a really cool card. So it's like you come out with Meteor and it's 8 mana. Remove a creature in the middle and deal 5 to each side. No, this is seeing play. This is seeing play. This is, to me, 4 stars and balanced on like the verge of busted.
Okay. So let me try to not. Wow, why am I the one that's like really not?
I get excited whenever they give Mage anything that isn't RNG horseshit. I get excited. Okay.
Okay, so
we'll get to the RNG horseshit later.
Okay, so I agree this is a balanced card, and I gave it 2 stars. But see, I don't like that it's on a conditional thing where it's +2 spell damage this turn, which means that you can't play this on turn 2. You have to play this on a later turn. And the thing is that if you're putting this in some sort of elemental deck, there's like a formula you gotta follow with elementals to make sure that you're gonna proc all your stuff. And anything now, I mean, in a spell mage where you're playing a lot of spells and you're just gonna deal more damage, sure, it'll probably be fine.
I mean, I agree. I don't think this necessarily goes in an elemental deck.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, this is like
maybe squeeze it in a slot, but it's a weird card. You're not really.
It's just a lousy stat line for a 2 mana.
Oh yeah.
And then because it dies to most hero powers, and then it doesn't have a continuous effect of spell damage. Like it's a once and done this turn, and then it's just a 2 mana 2/1.
I do think that this may even slot into Burn Mage. You just like have it in your deck, so if you top deck it and you have like a spell sitting in hand, maybe it gives you the reach for these.
I mean, at worst, you can play this at like 5 mana, like with Frostbolt.
Yeah, it's like you have a Frostbolt that deals 5, you have a Fireball that deals 8. Like,
yeah, I mean, I understand.
In Face Mage, this can give you that little.
I understand. I just don't think it's that great of a card. You just like spell damage.
I do love resistance.
Okay. All right. Next.
Next up is more on the spell damage train, Michael.
All right. 4 mana, 4/3 elemental, cosmic anomaly, +2 spell damage. But this is like permanent. It's not like gonna go anywhere until it dies. Again, I give this a 2 stars and balanced. It's a fine card. The stats are tolerable for what it does, and it's just not going to stick around very long. I mean, this is pretty much a soft taunt, especially when playing a mage. I mean,
yeah,
that's it.
I mean, most spell damage things, if you're playing them for the spell damage, you want to play them the turn you're playing the spell too.
Right. So again,
that's how it's always worked.
At worst, this is a 7 mana 4/3 throw an ice
but
ball.
this is the most fairly statted spell damage +2 minion ever printed.
I know you say that, and I don't think that like any of them have ever been all that great. So
yeah, no, they haven't. This is probably the best of them.
Yeah. So that should say
I give it balanced as well. Though I think it's much more of an arena star than a constructed.
Yeah, it's just so balanced. It's
if there manages to be kind of a spell power mage, I could see this taking a slot. I don't think this will make the cut to fit into big spell mage. They have
it's too expensive.
And they have too many other things they're doing.
And there's no reason why they need it.
Yeah, but it is neat. I like it. I'd never be sad to get this off of something that summons a random 4-drop.
Right. I agree.
Yeah, it's balanced. Let's see, what is the next card? Next card is something stupider.
Oh.
It's
Thanks, Drew.
Astral Rift.
Thanks, Drew. Oh, that's you. You're doing this one. That's right. You can have this one.
It's 2 mana, add 2 random minions to your hand. This is just like horrifically worse. Fucking, I'm blanking on the name of the portal.
Oh my gosh.
Untamed portal.
Unstable portal.
Unstable portal. This is like far, far worse version of unstable portal. Yeah, you get 2 minions, I guess, but they're full cost and they're random. Like, I hate this kind of bullshit.
That was a good noise.
I gave it 1 star and pure meme tier because the only time you'll really see this is when it shows up in a troll video because it gave them like Aviana Kun in Wild. I don't know.
All right, so I gave it a 2 star and balanced. You'll see this played here and there in some sort of thing that specializes.
It's not consistent enough.
Oh, I understand.
Consistency is what makes people play cards.
See, the thing is that this
is the opposite.
This is a 2 mana draw 2 random minions. That's all it is, and it's so instead of drawing cards from your deck, I know it's not. I'm just saying like this is 2 mana, draw 2 random minions from anywhere, and that's good. That's good and bad. So if you ever want to just play a deck of mage that's all just random cards, you can throw this one right in there. All right, next. I'm done with this card.
Next is this.
All right, Meteorologist. 6 mana, 3/3. Way to just make those stats great. Battle Cry. For each card in your hand, deal 1 damage to a random enemy. So this I actually put as 3 stars, but this is an arena card for me. If you get this somehow, unfortunately, in arena, you can blow up possibly your opponent's minions with it, or not, depending on what it does. I rate this card just a touch higher, only because when I play Mage, I always have a ton of cards in my hand. I'm thinking if you play it, you play it and you deal 9 to stuff, and you get a 3/3, and that's how it'll mostly be played with me. So that's why I did it.
I gave it 2 stars and rusted. I think this is dead on arrival.
DOA,
so
baby.
In arena, playing a 3/3 on turn 6, unless the effect is fan-fucking-tastic, is not good. In constructed, playing a 3/3 on turn 6 is worse. I just... Like, I get it. I get that it would probably be broken at a lower mana cost, but it's just not good at this mana cost. If it were like a 4/5 or something with at least a salvageable stat line, maybe. Because like the perfect situation. In the perfect situation, this is a 3/3 and you deal 9 randomly split damage.
Yeah, I know.
So in the absolute perfect situation, you played a 3 mana 3/3 and 3 arcane missiles.
Yeah. All I'm saying is in a certain situation, you could just, it's like Cinderstorm with a 1 mana 3/3. I didn't say it was great, Drew. I just don't see it. I just don't see this card ever. I don't see it that great either, Drew, but I gave it a 3 because it's big hand mage is something that people will try.
Probably, but I just don't think it'll be that good a draw even then.
Right.
You have to be against a very specific type of deck, and I think even a token deck by turn 6 will have buffed those tokens or killed you.
All right.
Here,
thank you, Drew, for giving me this one.
I thought you'd enjoy it.
I would. Unexpected results. 4 mana spell. Summon 2 random 2-cost minions. Improved by spell damage. So
spell damage improves the
cost of the minion.
Not the number.
Yeah, don't play this on turn 4 without some sort of buff of spell damage, because this is bad. But even if you do like the elemental that we talked about earlier and played on turn 6, you get 2 4-cost minions, which could probably not be terrible. You probably want to hit 6 or 7 mana though. But I have to say that this expansion is really making higher mana minion random summons way worse.
Yeah, there are a lot of, what I call the evolved nerf cards. There are a lot of those things.
Yeah, and it also nerfs this card. I gave this 4 stars, but it's definitely a unicorn. There's going to be a deck that does spell damage. And with that deck, this is going to be in it.
I do hate how much we agree sometimes. I give it 2 stars at unicorn.
Yeah, that deck's going to exist.
There will be like one deck that somehow makes this kind of work. Like they come up with some crazy combo that gives it like +6 spell damage, so you get 2 random 8 costs, which is obviously baller for 4 mana.
Yeah.
But it's not gonna happen.
I mean, I'm just saying that
it's not gonna happen well.
I mean, I give 4 stars because I really like the card. It's really a 2-star card, but that's fine.
It's just it is what it is. It's more mage RNG.
Drew hates RNG.
Speaking of Astromancer,
I was gonna say, can you see the smile?
5 Battle Cry, summon a random minion with cost equal to your hand size.
So it's a 7 mana summon, a 5/5, and a 9 cost minion.
So this obviously draws immediate comparisons to Spiteful Summoner.
Yeah.
The big problem is that due to how this works, you can never summon a 10 cost minion, which is what made Spiteful Summoner broken.
Yeah, but then if you draw all your 10 mana, 9 mana cards, which is the only thing you ran in those decks, you can actually still use this.
Yeah, okay, you can, but the thing is that what made Spiteful Summoner go from really powerful to broken? When they removed, like when the set rotation happened, all the bad 10 cost minions got removed. It was like 5 good 10 cost minions are in. In fact, actually now there's a 6th that Rusher is 10 mana, so like Spiteful Summoner just got buffed this patch. We'll talk about that.
Oh, Drew.
But anyway, so what made it bust is that you could consistently, if you could hit a 10 mana, consistently say, I'm getting a great minion with this. At 9 mana, you can't do that as much. And if you can't guarantee you're playing this on a full hand, which you probably can't.
You can, for sure.
For 6 to 8 mana, you're definitely not getting a guaranteed good minion. So the consistency starts falling rapidly the lower cost minion you get at this. And I don't know. I think this is solid. I give this 3 and Arena. Because I don't think it's quite good enough to make a constructed deck around.
I'm really surprised you made it Arena.
Close, but in Arena, anything that gives you value is incredible. So if you can play this and get a random 5 cost with it, that is great value. So
I mean, I agree with that. Yeah, I mean, I gave it 2 stars and a unicorn because this is there's gonna be this hand mage deck. And this is the only place it belongs, is this hand mage deck. Or the
hand mage has like enough support.
I think it... do you know how much draw we have now, Drew?
Yeah, but what else are you doing with that big hand? 2 mountain giants.
I don't... Drew, I didn't think of that far yet.
It's the same problem people have with hand druid. They're like, okay, we have a hand, and we can summon a bunch of 1/1s or some mountain giants. Then what?
Well, then
the answer was fuck nothing.
You make sure you play all the junk in your hand, and then you get Mecha Cthulhu out, and you naturalize it, and you win the game! I made that deck. I'm going to play it Tuesday.
Yeah. Here. Talk about...
I don't want her. Okay, that's fine. I'll take her. Alright. Yeah, you want to talk about the other one. I get it.
I've just been saving the spell for last each time.
Yeah, oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Actually, I fucked that up on Hunter, but let's not talk about it.
Yeah, I was going to say, because you did the spell on Hunter. Anyway.
Shut up.
So Stargazer Luna is a 3 mana 2/4 legendary minion. After you play the rightmost card in your hand, draw a card. So I do like in this expansion that they have this... I don't want to say it's new mechanic, because they did this a little bit with Crushing Walls, where like positioning of the placement is important.
Hand placement.
But now it's hand placement, which is even more interesting.
Deck placement, and like they've had other board placement effects before. Hand placement's weirder because you can't easily control your hand placement.
But you can draw cards. The rightmost one, I mean, you're putting this in a burn deck for sure because you're
that
just
is correct.
And you're just gonna play her on 10 mana, and you're gonna throw out a bunch of ridiculous stuff, and you've been preparing for that. That's
what's your rating on this one, Mike?
This is 3 imbalanced because it's 2 RNG to be broken, but it's gonna be. I think that you would run her on a regular deck sometimes, just to play her and get some more card draw. And I could see her in that big hand druid too, where you're playing stuff in certain areas at certain times.
Yeah. I give her 3 in Unicorn because I actually agree she's balanced, but I think that she's only going to work in one deck. And like Face Mage as it stands is actually a little too expensive for it. Like you can't consistently say you're going to cycle hard on it. And again, Face Mage already has Alaneth. And
Okay.
So you probably play this almost instead of Alaneth as part of some larger combo where you're just you're cycling 1 and 2 mana crap as fast as you can.
Okay, let me put a scenario to you.
Or you're playing the legendary spell too, and it gets weird.
Okay, let me put a question to you. What if you had Stargazer Luna down, and then you played
Astromancer is the rightmost?
Yes.
People are not sure. That may be the one way to get a 10 mana creature off of Astromancer. People are not quite sure the order is it trigger. So it says after you play, and after play usually means after the battle cry goes off of whatever you just summoned.
Okay.
So probably not, but people, Hearthstone is about as consistent as Chaos, so who knows?
Yeah, okay, that's fine. Next card.
People aren't 100%.
I was just curious.
Moving on, the final card for Mage is Luna's Pocket Galaxy. 7 mana, change the cost of minions in your deck to 1. The effect is obviously insane.
OP.
The effect is absolutely insane. But doing this as your whole turn 7 is not insane. Doing this as your whole turn 7 is hard. I would say the earliest, what you need to do is play this on turn 10, and either you pair it with Arcane Intellect to immediately get 2 cards, you pair it with Research Project to immediately get 2 cards and play one of them, because they're all 1 mana, or you play it on turn 7 with a 3 mana card that helps you stay alive and hopes you draw what you just turned into 1 mana.
Alright.
This can be discovered off of Glyph.
Yeah. So Glyph got buffed because of this card specifically.
Yeah, then it's a 5 mana card, which is way easier to pull off. It's way easier to sacrifice turn 5 than turn 6 to do this.
So I gave it 2 stars and it's busted. So I understand that it's 7 mana, it's not busted. I mean, because it's like, yeah, Super Unicorn. But I think that the effect is so good. And there's going to be this thing where, let's say Luna's Pocket Galaxy is your rightmost, and you have Stargazer Luna out, and you play it, and then you draw a card, and it's a minion, you play it, you draw a card, and it's a minion. Luna
herself, obviously.
I mean...
So right now, the only massively minion-based mage is Elemental Mage.
Yeah.
And it's not that I don't think this can fit in the Elemental Mage deck. I actually think it could. But turn 7 for Elemental Mage is a pretty vital turn. It's where you're turn 7 is a round where you are fighting, you are making that vital play that decides whether you make it to turn 9 to play Frostmage Jaina. And it's about, and after that, most of your turns, you are spending, at least when I play Elemental Mage, which I play a lot of it, and I generally do pretty well with it. I have, I think my deck tracker has me at, a 65% win rate with it. Elemental Mage, you past that point, you're spending all your mana every turn because every mana is valuable to Elemental Mage because you are setting up the board, you're keeping your elemental chain going, and you are making sure that the pressure is in the right places to keep you
right. I mean, I agree. This hurts your chain.
And so finding 7 mana to play this with is the challenge.
Maybe you play this on turn 8 with an elemental and a 1 mana elemental, like the fire one.
Glacial Shard or something?
Yeah, something like that.
I think it would have to be something that stops you from dying that turn.
Right.
Because don't get me wrong, if you get this off, if you can get this off, I would almost guarantee that you're going to win that game. Because you are drawing now 1 mana elementals, and like I said, when you're playing Elemental Mage, you're playing all your mana. Every
I mean,
turn.
that's a one
Suddenly,
mana.
you have all these options.
Right. And note that it's in your deck, not in your hand. So your hand
which is
doesn't
always,
decrease.
You have to draw it, but again, Elemental Mage has no problem drawing
I mean,
cards.
you might play Jaina
Nope.
on. I mean, I can see this Jaina turn 9. Turn 10, you play Alina's Pocket Galaxy and the Frost thing
Book of
for the whole
Specters.
board. Huh?
Well, I don't. I play a much lower number of spells. What I would almost say is that on turn 9 or turn 10, turn 9 you Jaina, obviously. At turn 10, you Pocket Galaxy into Book of Specters, and then hope that you hit a 1 mana incredibly powerful book deck, like you know 1 mana Gen.
That's
1
true.
Mana Blazing.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that too. Like
like
I
that.
said, I think that this is going to be a really cool card, and I'm excited.
And again, there's a lot of cards like this in this expansion in particular that there's one aspect of them that I very much don't like is that they are deck effects, which means that if this is in like the bottom 3 cards of your deck, it is worthless.
Yeah, that's true.
And like there's always been that problem with like card draw cards. Like in Warrior, Warrior always has to play like 4 different card draw cards. You know, they have the 1/3s.
Yeah, you don't need to go through them. They have card draw
like
cards.
if they're down at the bottom, they're worthless. But these, like this one and like the pre-legendary spell, and they all, even Flark's Boomzuka, in case that was a good card. Like they all have this thing where like if they're in the bottom part of the deck, you're kind of fucked. Spells haven't had that problem before because you can always run 2-ofs, but you can't run 2-ofs with these legendaries.
Right. No, I gotcha. All right, next, move it on.
But I do like it. Yeah, I like it. All right, so we are moving over to Paladin Land, which Paladin's got weird stuff.
It's a mixed bag.
Let's just start with this bit of a monster we talked about.
5 stars busted. Moving on. Okay, so this is a 1 mana mech. It's called Glowtron. It's magnetic and it's a 1/3. I would like to let you know that you're going to be seeing this card. And it's busted because with the stats and with its ability and it being a mech, this is one of the best mechs. And everyone's like, oh, it's just 1 mana. What's it going to do? Well, you're going to attach this to something later.
Never fucking sleep on a 1 mana 1/3.
Yeah, never.
Never fucking
never.
Sleep. People play goddamn Dire Maul.
Yeah, so
like random decks that don't care about beasts play Dire Maul. Why? Because it's a 1 mana 1/3.
So this, that's a dire maul, not a wolf. That's besides the point. This is a great card, and this is great because early game you get it, you put him right out. Later on you get him, you attach him to a mech. This goes in a mech deck or in your deck, and it's going to be awesome. I really don't have much more to say. It's a plain card, but it's really busted.
It's plain, but it's busted. I'm in 100% agreement. This card is insane.
And we don't agree that often. It's
every paladin wants this. Mech Paladin is just double. Like it's
Mech Paladin's like, thanks,
crazy.
I'll take it.
Like I'm scared of what this does to Odd Paladin. This is they slot this in immediately, and if there are other odd cost mechs they can start slotting in.
Yeah, we're in trouble.
Do not want
Mechopolic, whatever.
So
go for it.
I'm taking a much less exciting Mechano Egg.
I love this card.
This is a 5 mana 0/5 Death Rattle, summon an 8/8 Rubasar, which I'm presuming is a mech. I didn't actually look at that.
It is a mech.
Yes, it's a mech. Yeah. This goes with the sticky mech idea, certainly. I would call it like a meme card because I think that Mech Paladin, I can't tell if it's going to be crazy powerful or a meme. I can't find where it is.
True, this has 4 stars and it's a balanced card for an egg. And okay.
Yeah, like the mana cost on it is what really makes me give it meme tier. Because playing a 5 mana egg is.
Alright, so are you ready?
5 mana on it.
Are you ready for this? So you make sure that you put the good old. Oh my god, what's the card that summons a health of a damage of 1 or less? The
Scorpomatic? You fucking pair this with big Scorpomatic combos?
Not Scorpomatic. It's the Death Rattle cart that brings out a thing from your deck that has one attack or less. Oh my god.
Oh,
Why is its name
the meat wagon.
the meat wagon? So you put meat wagon then and it dies and it brings out your mecha egg and then you magnetize it with a bunch of stuff and then you go nuts. And then later on you bring your big eggs back out.
It's quite the ideal hand you figured out here.
Drew, just let me have this. I love doing the egg decks. I think egg decks are really fun, and Paladin has enough buffs to make this happen. And I'm sort of excited to see like these. I'm gonna have like these giant eggs with all these things magnetized on top of it, and then they're gonna die, and then I'm gonna summon them back with another card that we're gonna discuss later on.
I'm gonna give you a boring card just because you talked about eggs.
Oh, I know which card you're gonna give me. It's either common. We're gonna spend a lot of time on this. 1 mana secret auto defense matrix. Secret. When one of your minions is attacked, give it Divine Shield. So what you want to do is you're gonna make sure you have this up when you have the egg, because people are going to attack the egg because now it has 1 attack and 8 health. 5, 6, yep. And it'll now gain Divine Shield. It's just a better egg. I give this 3 in Arena because Arena is all about trading, and I find that if you have this, you're going to get a better trade because it's all about trading stuff. Yeah, we think way too much alike.
I gave it 2 in Arena, though I think it could be closer to Rusted. This is a weird card. So it's comparable to Noble Sacrifice in that it blocks one of your minions from dying, basically, or getting hit. It can't protect your face, which Noble Sacrifice can do, but it also means that when they attack your minion, they don't take 2 damage. They take whatever damage your minion had. So it creates a weirder situation. I like the idea. I don't think it's quite there. I don't think it'll see much play.
I think that it's probably better than Noble Sacrifice, but yeah.
It's just so situational.
I agree.
Noble Sacrifice is a lot easier to slap down no matter what the board state is.
Yeah, it's true.
This one you have to think about more. That's my problem with it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's bad.
I think if they're going to target a minion, and you know they're going to target that minion, and it has high attack but low health, they're going to attack it, and then it's going to gain Divine Shield.
Right. Yeah.
And you're going to probably kill something.
Next up is Crystology. It's a 2 mana spell. Draw 2 1 attack minions from your deck. I think this is pretty balanced. So draw 2 for 2 is powerful.
And you're tutoring 1 attack minions.
Yeah. So 1 attack minion specifically means that this is not necessarily for aggro paladin, outside of that crazy 1/3 magnetic bullshit.
It is.
Not necessarily for like aggro paladin. I think this is actually kind of for control paladin, because this draws Linessa.
I like Linessa.
You can tutor Linessa from your deck.
You can.
Which means guaranteeing yourself to have her on curve is nice, because that means that like you can just throw something powerful on curve to stall out because you're playing control paladin.
Linessa's really fun too.
Yeah, no, she is. I enjoy her a lot. I don't actually have her, but I enjoy her idea.
I have her.
But I gave it 3 in balanced.
I gave it 2 in balanced. I understand. I just feel like there's not a whole lot of targets right now, and right now Paladin has a lot of good 1 attack minions, and so building a deck to only get 2 that you really want is going to be really hard. So.
Okay.
Alright, next.
Next up is Shrink Ray.
Shrink Ray is a spell, 5 mana, set the attack and health of all minions to 1. This, I gave it a 3 in balance. I don't think it's that great of a card. I think it's sort of boring. I would say that maybe if you need a big removal in Odd Paladin,
I agree.
You can play Shrink Ray with the fire guy.
I agree. This goes in Odd Paladin. It's one of those cards where I think at 5 mana it's too slow, but if it were any less, it would be broken.
It'd be super broken.
Like, it's I don't know what they could do with this to make it balanced. It's either going to be crappy-ish.
There's nothing. There's nothing. Yeah.
So,
nope. I don't. That's
my only real thoughts on it.
Yep. All right. It's done. Yeah, moving on.
Moving on.
Oh.
Next is I get to talk about this card I despise. Annoyo Module is a 4 mana 2, which is not good stats, but it has Magnetic, Divine Shield, and Taunt. Magnetic is what saves this card. Otherwise, this is a very crappy card. But Magnetic suddenly makes it an obnoxious card. Because you can just... Slapping Divine Shield and Taunt on something on board is stupid. Put it on an egg, you put it on a 1/3, you put it on a 1/5. You slap this on that 2 mana upgradable frame, and it's like 6 mana 3/9 with Divine Shield Taunt. Ew.
So a while back in Goblins vs. Gnomes, there was this amazing card called
Not to mention this comes back with bullshit spell we'll get to.
So there was this really cool card called Annoyatron. And it was a 2 mana.
Oh, really cool, Michael?
I enjoyed Annoyatron. I know you didn't, but I played it in some games. And it was for 2 mana. It's a 1/2 Taunt Divine Shield. So this is just double the cost for double the stats, and it was magnetic. And you can put this on your egg, and your egg can grow more. I want to let you know that I'm making this as we're talking about this egg deck. It's going to be amazing. Like in my head, not. But yeah, I'm excited. Drew's gonna fight this on.
What's your rating on this shit, Michael?
Oh yeah, it's 4 balanced for sure.
As much as I despise saying it, I did give it balance though 2 stars because I hate it.
Because I know you hate it. I like it.
I'm gonna downgrade it to 1 star because I really hate this thing. But it is balanced. It only gets truly obnoxious when you combine it with Kangor's Endless Army. But Magnetic is what makes the card.
I can't wait to talk about that card. Anyway.
Because you talked about Annoyatron, I'm giving you this card.
Oh, God. Just a garbage card. Alright, so Glowstone Technician is a 6 mana, 3/4 epic minion. Battle Cry. Give all your minions in your hand +2/+2. If you could put that as a 1... it's a 1 star balance, I guess. I don't know.
You think it's balanced?
No, I think it's garbage, but it was rusted. It's fine.
Alright, that's what I thought.
Yeah, it's just okay, so hand buff was a thing that happened a while back.
I give it 2 stars of rusted.
It's definitely 1 star. It's a junk.
Card shit. Like they printed better hand buff cards in the past and it didn't work then.
And this isn't doing
anything. Now.
If you're putting hand buff cards in on turn 6 that don't do anything great,
they accidentally put this in the wrong set.
They were like, we haven't done a hand buff deck.
Maybe this leftover card from Mean Streets.
This is definitely leftover Mean Streets card that didn't get printed and is just terrible because now it has nothing to go with it. I mean, even in Wild, you probably wouldn't even run it because hand buffs suck.
You've got 2 cards that you want to buff, and you don't want to spend your turn 6 doing it.
I think it should have been... This would have been broken. It's 6 mana, 3/4 Battle Cry. Give all your minions on the field +2/+2. That'd be... That would be broken. That'd be broken as all heck. But this is garbage. What are you buffing in your hand, and how do you have such a big hand on turn 6?
I mean, Paladin can make a big hand.
They can, but it's just not good. I hate. You gave me this junk card.
This is, however, right here. This is my prediction for somehow someone makes something broken off this.
Nope. Nope.
Someone finds a way to break it, and I hate it. But we have Prismatic Lens. Prismatic Lens is a mana spell. Draw a minion and a spell from your deck, and then swap their costs. I don't know fully what to think of this card. It's obviously good. I'm never gonna deny this is good. But if there are 2 types of decks it goes in, either you have big spells and small minions, or big minions and small spells. And you're, I don't even know. This is a weird card. It poses a lot of deck building challenges. I'm giving it
love
4 stars in meme tier because I think it'll be in a meme ass deck.
Drew, same. It's
exact same.
It's exact same.
It's whatever deck this is in, it'll be memey and it'll be hilarious.
I'm gonna find this deck and I'm gonna make it, and I'm excited to make it. Oh no!
No, tell you what, Michael. I'll throw you a solid.
Thank you. Don't.
You get to review Kangor's Endless Army.
Thank you. All right, so this is 5 stars and busted. I love this card so much because it's a 7-mana spell, Kangor's Endless Army. Remember that name. You're going to be seeing it. Resurrect 3 friendly mechs. They keep any magnetic upgrades. Oh my gosh. Do you know how big my eggs are going to be? I'm going to make a deck where I only have 3 main mechs, I feel. And I'm going to buff them so hard and get them all back. And then Drew's going to play something that just board wipes the whole thing after I play Kangor's Endless Army.
My second Psychic Scream.
Yeah. That'd be really cool. I wonder if they keep the buffs when they go inside.
They don't.
Or, there's going to be something. And it's going to go wrong. But I don't care because it's going to be awesome. And
the real question to me, so I also give this busted. I give it 2 stars because I don't like this idea. I don't like Paladin getting this idea of a giant mech. I think this defines a mech deck. Obviously,
yes. The one I described with eggs.
Gives it this is the winning power right there.
There's just no way to give him charge.
One question to me, I don't know the answer to, and it could make the difference between whether this is simply incredibly powerful or amazingly busted, is so we know that silencing a magnetized mech gets rid of all the magnetized buffs on it. Question to me is, does that remove them when they get revived? So, let's say you have your 0/5 egg, and you've given it, you've magnetized 3 different creatures to it, right? And then someone silences it. It goes back to being a 0/5 silenced right there, and they kill it. When you resurrect it with Kangor's Endless Army, does it get back the magnetized things that were on it before it was silenced? I actually am thinking it will, but I don't know.
I feel like it won't, but that's because I hope it's better.
The reason for thinking it will is because it says they keep any magnetic upgrades, which normally when you resurrect something, it comes back with 0 stats or 0 buffs, right? But if they keep magnetic upgrades, that means it's going to reapply buffs that were on it. And silence, technically, if you ever hover over a silence minion, it doesn't technically remove the buffs that were on it. It just adds a new buff labeled silence, and it says removes other buffs. But the other buffs are still listed above it because they were applied first.
I think you keep them, but I think if you would turn that mech into a sheep and kill it.
Yes, if you transform it.
If you transform it, I think it's gone. That's my thinking on it.
Yeah, transform absolutely.
Absolutely, you don't get the mech anymore.
The silence, I'm not sure. I think you keep it through silence.
I think you keep it as well.
I don't have proof of that. I don't know.
But we will have proof.
Yes, we will.
We'll figure it out. All right, you can have
Michael,
this.
you may have to hit F5 on your page. I broke something.
No, that's good. I'm watching this.
Do you have Kangor up?
Yeah, I have Kangor up.
Okay, I did it fast enough.
Oh, yeah. Yep. We're good.
So Crystal Smith Kangor. 2 mana, 1/2, Divine Shield, and Lifesteal. Your healing is doubled. I give it a 3-star in Rusted.
I give it 1 star in Rusted. I hate this card.
I like what they were going for, because I have a long-standing meme dream, which is Helidin. I so want it to work.
You have a dumb dream.
This is not the card that makes it work.
But it doesn't have any eggs in it, Drew.
I want it to work, but it is not the card that makes it work. This effect is so cool, but it's on just the shittiest creature.
This is just the most...
2 mana, 1/2? You couldn't even give it a good stat line?
It's such an underpowered legendary minion.
It's not even a mech. Like, if it were a mech so that you could magnetize something else to it, then I'd be like, well, at least there's that. Like, you play it on a late turn. And
Oh, for sure. If this was the mech...
But it's not. It's a sack of shit.
At first I thought it was a
No.
mech, and I was like, okay, this is going to be fine, because it's got some cool...
Yeah.
Not
His
a mech.
art is a mech. He's obviously a robot in the picture.
He is a crystal monster.
Oh, then why isn't he an elemental? At least give him... I mean, there's no elemental synergy in Paladin. But
Because there's no elemental synergy in Paladin.
Give him that moment.
He has no tribe.
Let him be the random mech gotten by, like, a shaman.
He is a boring card.
If he were an elemental, a shaman could at least get him for a random elemental effect and like have a healing rain that dealt 24.
When I see legendary minion, I want it to be awesome or really cool. Like even the
Remember
art
all
looks
those effects
boring.
in this patch that give random legendary, Michael? This is the random legendary you get right here. This prick.
This is the card that I fear that I'm going to get as my first like class legendary, and if I get this, I'm going to be upset.
They wasted a really cool effect on a really dumpster card.
So let me tell you the one really good thing about this card. If you get this one early, just don't dust it and open up because you can't re-get it. That's the best part about this card.
That's the win. That's the winner. I'm gonna get a golden one. That's what I'm gonna do. This is my golden one.
Oh, God, I hope not. I'm gonna be so upset.
Golden crystal smooth Kangol.
Oh, I'm gonna be so upset.
Like a fuck.
All right.
I give it 3 stars because I really love the effect of the card. It's just they wasted that effect on some.
Oh my God, I hate it. It's such a dumpster card.
All right, let's move on to happier pastures, I suppose. Priest. Take it away, Michael.
All right, Topsy Turvy. This is gonna be a really good card. 0 mana spell, swap a minion's attack and health. This is a 3-star balanced card. This is what you're going to use when you don't draw Inner Fire. To swap the attack of a minion and its health. Just make sure that it has an attack, which I'm sure it would have. And then buff your health and make it awesome. I think it's a great card. I've made a very memey deck with it already. So
I gave it 2 stars because I just don't like things that enable Inner Fire.
this is an Inner Fire enabler.
I did see that. I think it was a Trump.
Yep.
Already came.
Infinite
combo, like a one turn kill off the, which is pretty funny.
Yep.
I think it was a pretty funny combo.
That was the deck I made.
I don't hate it. It's weird. It's cute. I don't know.
It's weird because
the art is cute. The little, like,
I like things that swap health of stuff. Like I always liked all the alchemists.
I don't like things that enable Inner Fire horse shit. I just don't like.
Drew just doesn't like to have fun. All right, next card.
But yeah, it's not bad. All right, so next card is Cloning Device. Discover a copy of a minion in your opponent's deck. I don't know if this is good. I gave it like 3-star Arena.
I can see that. I gave it just 2-star balanced. I mean, it's a crapshoot, but you get to choose one of them.
So Draconic Dracup, was OP, but he couldn't get a spell, and he gave you a body. This is just, you get it. When you get information is valuable, but
you have to waste a turn 2 gathering information and getting a card.
Yeah, but you can find an on-curve play, or you can like discover a copy of a minion. But like it can fuck with combo decks. Like you can fight like a Tigewiggle Druid. You can discover.
Or you just get some junk that's not going to help you at all.
Yeah, like half the time you'll get nothing useful, but every so often you get something. I don't know. It goes in like meme priest. I should have given it meme tier probably, but I didn't. Yeah. It goes in like meme thief priest.
Alright, next.
Yeah. Next. There you go.
Alright.
You probably like this card.
2 mana, 2/1 mech. Dead Ringer. Death Rattle. Draw a Death Rattle minion from your deck. Yeah, I like this card. I love Death Rattle cards. This one's somewhat uninspired, but I think that anything that tutors Death Rattle out of your deck, especially if anything that helps Quest Priest, I'm a fan of. Because that deck just cannot seem to live properly. It just has no finishers. I give it 3 imbalanced. Like, it's fine. You're gonna throw this in that Quest Priest. That's it.
Yeah, I give it 4 imbalanced. For Quest Priest, it's as good if not better than Loot Hoarder, and it's a mech, which I don't think Priest got any real mech synergy, so that doesn't really matter.
No. This is the only mech they got.
Yeah, this doesn't really matter. But I mean, I guess if there's some weird neutral magnetic you care about, but I don't think there is.
Yeah, don't do it. This just goes in a straight Death Rattle deck because it tutors a minion.
But it's neat. It's cute. It's 2/1 Death Rattle, draw a specific kind of card you want.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good. Next is Extra Arms. 3 mana spell. Give a minion +2/+2, and add more arms to your hand, which is another 3 mana. Give +2/+2, but doesn't. I called it 3 mana imbalanced. It's not bad.
Same.
I don't like. I think it's that. I think it's that mediocre flavor of not bad, where it won't see a lot of play, but it'll show up in like a deck with the Priest Legendary or something.
Yeah. Yep, I agree.
So
Priest has a very uninspired slew of
Priest,
cards.
they didn't have a lot of ideas when it came.
They were
Priest
like,
time,
well,
did
we can't really help with these things, so...
they just really didn't have a lot of ideas.
Alright, Omega Medic. 3 mana, 3/4, Battle Cry. If you have 10 mana crystals, restore 10 health to your hero. I gave this a 2 imbalanced. I mean, Priest heal a lot, and this is just sort of boring heal.
I give it 4 imbalanced because it works really well with like a Healy control priest.
I just don't really like it. I just don't like. I don't know.
It is boring. Like most of these Omega cards are bad, being honest.
Yeah.
This one is better. This is probably the best one of them, which doesn't say a lot.
Maybe.
But I still liked it.
I'd have to see in my ratings.
Yeah. Let's see.
You didn't put ratings for them.
What do you mean?
Sometimes you have like averages of all like Omega cards and spells. And
I didn't do the Omegas. No, I forgot this.
That's okay.
Yeah.
They're underwhelming anyway.
They are. Next up is Test Subject. Say 1 mana, 0/2, Death Rattle. Return any spells you cast on this minion to your hand. I think this card's dumb.
Okay, so
I gave it 2 and Unicorn.
I
know it goes in a deck. Like Trump already made an OTK deck with it. Like it goes in a weird deck where you do a bunch of buffs.
I would say this is 3 imbalanced because you're not getting much for it. See, I like this effect. When I played Paladin, I would run this buff deck with the Murloc, and I only ever had one of them, and I wasn't going to craft another epic version of it. And so this allows me to play with it a little bit more. And priests have a decent amount of buffs, so at least they're getting them this round. So yeah, I'm going to play with this and have some fun.
Yeah, I mean, I don't despise it. I just think it's stupid.
But think about how many arms you can give him, Drew.
I don't want arms on him. I don't want him to have more arms. Alright. Here you go.
Power Word Replicate. It's a 5 mana spell. Choose a friendly minion, summon a 5/5 copy of it. You can also do this to a test subject, and you'll get it back. You could also do this to the legendary minion of this spell, of this deck, and can also double it, which is pretty cool. That's it. It has very little use. I gave it a 2 imbalanced because it's just very expensive for what you're getting.
I gave it 3 Embroiled because I think it's funny and someone will find a way to break it.
Yeah, I put it in a deck already, but I don't think it's a great
someone will
deck.
make a meme deck that like tries to break it.
Yeah, I see that.
But that really is about it, though.
Yeah, there's very little to talk about these. These cards are...
These priest cards, they did not put their best work into these these.
No, and they're only going to get worse from here on out.
Yeah, speaking of not their best work, Reckless Experimenter. It's 5 mana, 4/6. Your Death Rattle minions cost 3 less, but they die at the end of the turn. I'd give it 2 in Unicorn. There's probably like one weird ass deck it goes in. The stat line isn't bad. The effect is wacky. Like,
yeah,
there are cards I can see myself wanting to play with this. It's just, I don't know.
I built this weird deck in my head that does something with getting high value. It's 3 in balance. That's because it's not great, and it just has sort of like okay.
It's just such a. All these priest cards are so.
I mean,
boring.
If you think about it, it's a 5 mana for 10 stats, which is it's a regular 5 mana card. It has this.
Like if I combine all of these priest cards, including the one I'm about to put up, if we combine all of them together, it maybe makes some strange deck that makes it to tier 3, but I don't know. Here, you can talk about him.
Okay, this is one of my favorite legendaries of the set because I just love the idea. So Zarek, Master Cloner. It's a 6 mana 5/5 minion, Death Rattle. If you've cast any spells on this minion, resummon it. So I see this in something where like you can just play him and you can just get a ton of him. Like you can, This is my new Dreadsteed. This is how I view this card, Drew. This and Dr. Morgan are my new Dreadsteeds. And I love Dreadsteeds, and I'm gonna find a way to make. I'm gonna make a copy of him.
What did you give it, Michael?
It's 5 and busted.
You're so optimistic. I give it 3 in Unicorn.
Yeah, it should really be Unicorn. It really
like one deck that makes a weird use out of this somehow.
Yeah, put it as Unicorn. There's no way.
Make a copy of it with Replicate.
It's true.
I don't know.
Yeah, you can put it on Unicorn for me but it's definitely 5. I love 5. I love this card.
That's fine. Like, I guess my problem with it is not so much a problem. It's that so Magnetic is in this expansion.
Mm-hmm.
So, and everyone already runs 2 silences and 2 hexes. They're gonna silence him.
True.
He's gonna be silenced.
True, I know, but I'm gonna find a way to make him work.
All right.
I am not as optimistic about this card.
I get to talk about Zarek's cloning gallery.
You mean World Mode 101?
9 fucking mana. Summon a 1/1 copy of each minion in your deck. But it's not really each minion in your deck, is it? 'Cause you only got 7 board slots. This card is a sack of shit. It really, truly is. Like, even if you get, the 7 perfect cards for, your combo of... I get these 6 cool Death Rattles and, fucking Baron Geddon to kill them all and trigger them all. You're still doing it on turn 9, you're still wasting your turn 9 to do this, and, what else did you do? What does it gain you, overall? This card is bad. I give it a 1 and a Rusted.
I gave it a 1 and a Unicorn, because...
They're uninspired. I thought about giving it a Unicorn, and the more I thought of it, I'm like, no, because even if you pull off the perfect combo with it, what the fuck did you gain? No.
I don't know. I haven't thought about the perfect combo. I'm still working on it, but I'll let you know.
Tell me. You give me a call. You got the perfect combo.
I hope that I don't come up with it. The thing is, though, it's very hard to do. Anyway, we can move on. This is just Priest was so uninspired.
From a class that had no ideas to a class that they put all of their ideas in.
All right. It's we're going with Rogue, so it's a 3 mana spell, Violet Haze. Add 2 random Death Rattle cards to your hand. So I like Death Rattle, and Rogue has been trying to do Death Rattle for a very long time. Why is it 2? And I'm okay with this, but it's just a 2 imbalanced. The Death Rattles you can get, they're random, and they can be a really big crapshoot. So it's not like you're discovering them, they're just random Death Rattles. So 2 imbalanced. 2 imbalanced. It's not...
2 imbalance.
Yeah. 3 mana, draw 2 random Death Rattle cards and put them in your hand. They're not from your deck, they're just from anywhere.
I gave it a 1 in Rusted, not just because I hate RNG horseshit, but frankly, I just think it's bad.
Oh, it's a bad card.
It's like you said, random Death Rattles. Who wants that?
Alright.
I don't want that. They're not even Discovers. Like, at least Discovers get class-witted.
Yeah, I know,
like,
seriously.
The rogue ones. Like, yeah. Meanwhile, in better idea land,
in awesome land,
we have Lab Recruiter. A 2-mana 3/2 battle cry. Shuffle 3 copies of friendly minion into your deck. So this is Gang Up on a stick for the same mana cost. This is straight up power creep on Gang Up. Except it's even so you can't do enemy minions, which you could do with Gang Up, but you can go infinite with this because you can play 2 and do it to itself. So it's hilarious. And I thought about putting this in Broad tier. But the more and more I thought about it, I actually ended up putting it in Busted because I think that if there's a good rogue deck, it'll be a part of it.
5 stars in Busted.
Yeah, I only give it 4 because I don't love it. But
no,
yeah,
I'm telling you,
if there's like a good rogue deck, this will be involved. This is happening.
Yeah, I think this is great. It's a great card. This is gonna go in like every deck because why wouldn't you put this in every deck? Because like it could have been something worse where it's like you have to combo first. Nope, this just happens. Great, and it's a decent stat line, and you'll make a way to make this work, and it'll be great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right.
Very neat. Very neat. You have a less exciting card to talk about.
All right. So we have Crazed Chemist, 5 mana 4/4 combo. Give a friendly minion +4 attack. I gave this a 2-star and Arena.
I gave it a 3-star Arena.
Yeah,
because that's what it's for.
That's what it's for. This is an Arena card.
An okay Arena card.
And
it's kind of expensive.
I feel like this is definitely not something that you put in a constructed deck. It's
no, I don't like.
But anything that buffs minions
combo decks
is an Arena card.
She's 5 mana. Like, I'm not playing that.
Yeah, I mean you're basically getting a 5 mana 4/4 with 4 charge. That's really what you're getting.
Yeah.
But you have to play a card before it, so you can't play it on 5 mana unless you have the coin.
Yeah.
Or prep, which you're not throwing prep away for this.
I mean, and I will talk about Ecrium Blade.
Thank you, Drew. I appreciate it.
I know what you want. Necron Blade is a 3 mana 3/2 weapon with Death Rattle. Trigger the Death Rattle of a random friendly minion. This isn't a bad weapon. A 3 mana 3/2. Like Warrior plays that with no text on it. Like, it's not bad. I give it like Broad tier because I think it's a little memey. I think you gotta mess around with some memey bullshit to really get value out of this. But it's not bad. I just don't see myself including it in a lot of decks.
All right, so I'm giving
Even
this.
a Death Rattle deck would be tricky to really get the right one.
It's not. I mean,
what are you rating it?
I mean, I gave it 3 mana balanced. Though, if there was an in between balanced and broken, like, I would definitely.
You think it's up there?
Yeah. Here's the thing. So, like Hunter, Warrior, they run 3 mana 3/2 weapons straight. Like, there's no reason why. This is great removal for rogues. They need it. And it has a cool, like, side thing. I mean, basically what you do is you hit a minion with a cube, and then you do the last thing on this, and then your cube just triggers immediately. Like, it's great.
Yeah, that's certainly a thing. I don't know. Something...
That's okay. You can just not like something, Drew. It's fine.
It's something like the chain of events is a little off, and it's just like it's missing that punch.
I don't know. I like it a lot.
But here, Michael, this is everything.
Thank you. So Pogo Hopper is a 2 mana 1/1 mech battlecry game, +2/+2 for each other Pogo Hopper you've played this game. This is a 4-star Broad rating. You're gonna make this. I'm gonna make this meme Pogo Hopper deck, and it's gonna be expensive, and I'm gonna probably try to make it anyway. And it's gonna be fun.
This is the stupidest fucking deck, and I also completely agree. I love it. I love it. It's the memeiest bullshit.
It is.
It's absolutely delightful.
I know. I love it. There's nothing else to say.
They gain value fast, but like they don't do anything. So like even when you're playing only them, it's like you're not doing a lot.
I mean, the thing is that it's just a 1 mana cost more Jade Golem, but it gains attack faster.
Yeah, but you don't have the card draw a Druid does. But once you've executed the combo to make this infinite, which is where you empty your deck and then Lab Recruiter, like only Lab Recruiters in this you now lack the card draw to do what Druid did with Jade Idol, which is the problem. It's like
well, you gotta realize that you have the Death Knight out and you can play 2 of these a turn.
Don't get me wrong, I think this is a hilarious card. It's not happening. It really isn't.
All right, next card.
Plus, unlike Jade Idols, they're susceptible to silence. Because, fuck.
All right, next card.
Yes, next card is the infinitely snore-worthy fucking Blight Nozzle Crawler. 4 mana 2/4 with Death Rattle. Summon a 1/1 ooze with Poisonous and Rush. Card's just boring. Like, I gave it a 2 in Arena. Like,
I gave it a 3 in Arena.
It's just boring.
Yeah.
Arena is probably the main place you'll see play. It's not interesting, which is strange because most of the other rogue, they made a lot of very interesting rogue cards.
Yeah, this was not one of them.
This is not one of them. No. So next up.
All right. I assume it's okay, that one. Academic Espionage, which is a 4 mana spell. Shuffle 10 cards from your opponent's class into your deck. They cost 1. So this is a 4-star Brood tier card for sure. You're gonna meme it up with this one, but I think it's actually a really good card too. Like, I think it's a neat card. I like what it does, and you're gonna be able to do some ridiculous like stuff with it, assuming that you can get some card draw.
I went all in. This is a 5-star Brood card.
Yeah.
This goes right into that terrible Burgle Rogue that I love so much.
Yeah. For Burgle Rogue.
Burgle Rogue is awful, but
and Tess is just gonna sing so well with this card. Tess is unless
your opponent is a rogue.
Well,
God forbid Burgle Rogue work in a mirror match.
No, it doesn't. Not well. So that was it.
Yeah, it's a really fun idea.
Drew, I'm gonna meme this so hard because I'm gonna play this with that Alec in my hand on the board, so that I shuffle 20 cards that cost 1.
Yes, it's gonna be hilarious.
I'm looking forward to this.
Necrium Vial is a 5 mana spell. Trigger a friendly minion's Death Rattle twice. I have given this a 4-star busted because, unlike the Necrom Blade, where it triggers a random Death Rattle, you pick this Death Rattle, and it goes twice. This is powerful. This is incredibly powerful.
True.
You can summon 4 things from a cube. You can set up like all sorts of wacky shit with this.
True, we have the same rating.
Do we?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is. I love it. I love triggering Death Rattles twice. You're cubing Leroy's all left and right. Oh.
Yeah, I know. Like, good lord.
And then if you hit it with the weapon, you get another Leroy. It's so good. So good.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That's really all there is. This card's crazy powerful.
Yep.
Look at this. Here you go, Michael.
Ah, good. This is my girl right here. Myra Rotspring, 5 mana, 4/2, Battle Cry, discover a Death Rattle minion, also gain its Death Rattle. So you discover a card, so there's less likely a chance it's garbage.
Yes.
Not by much. And then she gets the Death Rattle, and you get that card. So that's really cool. And you get a 4/2 body. And if you want to trigger her thing, and you play this on 5 mana, and you have backstab, you can just kill her. I mean, I gave this a 4 imbalanced. I like the card a lot.
It's very good. It's it has reliability, it has power, and has value.
Yep.
That's nice.
Yep.
It's
nice.
like you lose a little tempo from playing a 2 health minion on turn 5, but like it's offset by the fact that she gets the death rattle and gives you the death rattle in your hand.
Right.
Like no, that's a good card.
Yep. Nothing else to say. She's
Myra's
awesome.
Unstable Element is her legendary spell, which is 5 mana. Draw the rest of your deck. It's this is a unicorn of a card if I've ever seen one.
No, Drew, you get to stick it in
one
all
deck
of
this
this.
goes in. I can already think of it. It involves Pogo Hoppers. This is a very funny card. I think I think it goes in one deck, and that deck will be mediocre at best, but it's pretty neat.
Yeah.
It'll be really funny when someone gets this off of Scroll of Wonder. It'll be really funny when someone does that. Someone uses Alec and puts 20 Scrolls of Wonder in their deck, and the very first one draws Myra's Unstable Element, and now we're playing with Yogg Sarotic. Great.
That sounds great.
All
right. This is a 2-star in Unicorn. It's okay.
I gave it a 3-star Unicorn just because it's funny.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's
people aren't gonna like use it a lot, but it's
yes.
But people are gonna try it.
All right, so moving over to Shaman.
I have very little to say about Shaman cards.
What do I start with? I'll start with this little prick.
All right, let me see. What am I working with? All right, Menacing Nimbus, 2 mana 2/2 elemental. Battle cry, add a random elemental to your hand. I actually gave this a 3-star and balanced. Elementals feed off of each other, so to play this turn 2 to get an elemental that you might be able to play is fine if you're playing an elemental deck. And
yeah, I mean it goes in Elemental Shaman. That's about the only.
Yeah, and that's it. I have nothing else.
It maybe goes in Token Shaman. I don't know. It's a little weak for Token Shaman. It's a little slow.
It's a little weak, but I mean, there's gonna be I feel like there's gonna be some sort of level of elemental. So
I also gave it 3 in balance, just because I mean that's what it is. This set has several of these kind of just like boring but effective cards.
I feel like Shaman is most of them.
That is actually not a bad thing. I've actually said for some time that Hearthstone needs some boring but effective cards.
Yeah, Shaman is made of them.
I don't know. They're not fun to talk about. Is the only problem.
That's fine. We can skip through some of these. Not skip them, but
Elementary reaction. Draw a card. Copy it if you played an elemental last turn. Also fits right into Elemental Shaman. I again gave this 3 stars in balanced. Like it's in Elemental Shaman. It's pretty neat. It's like a 2 mana Mimic Pod.
Yep. Same. Just sort of a. Like I said,
it sure is there.
It's there. I have nothing else to say about it. I like the idea of it.
There you go, Michael.
Alright, 0 mana Beakered Lightning. Deal 1 damage to all minions, overload 2. I give this a 1 in Rusted. I don't know, I just think it's junk.
Really?
I just don't think it's very good. Oh wow, we are like completely different. 4 in
balance. I think that not only does it fit super effectively into the existing Overload Shaman layouts, I think it synergizes incredibly well with what Shaman got this set.
I don't know.
Because they are a token. So when you are an aggro deck, one of your hardest matchups is another aggro deck because like you have to. It comes down to who curved out better.
But it hurts your own minions too.
No, well it does. It does, but.
And you can't play anything the following turn.
Specifically, why he works so well.
I don't know.
They have this effect. They have an effect on their cards that really works out well. So I think it's a pretty good addition. I'm happy with it. I think it'll give Shaman token power.
Meh.
Okay. Next up is this card. What's the Voltaic Burst? Summon 2/1/1 Sparks with Rush, overload 1. It's a pretty strong effect, almost. I said it was 3 mana and busted, to be honest, because I think it is. I think just because of, not on its own so much, but because Shaman got so many of these effects to make these rush tokens that they can really fight for them and to seal it.
I gave it 3 in balanced. I just didn't. See,
I mean, to me, it was kind of on the line.
yeah, like the thing is that there's no in between of stuff, but I just didn't feel that like like Druid has gotten a 1 mana 2/2, Paladin's gotten a 1 mana 2/1/1s. This is 1 mana 2/1/1s plus it costs another mana next turn. Like it just sort of seemed underpowered. I understand you're getting that because of the rush, which you can trade better for if that's what you're going for. I don't know. I felt that it was weirdly priced for what you're getting.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
So that's where I'm at.
I think it can fit into an Overload Shaman to fight for board early while you store up your Overload combo.
Right. I agree.
All
right.
There you go.
Storm Chaser. 4 mana 3/4 elemental. Battlecry, draw a spell from unit that costs 5 or more. I gave this 5 and balanced, though I would almost put this towards broken because you're probably drawing Bloodlust and... No, it's 4, not 5. That's a lot of stars.
Oh, sorry.
4 and balanced, and I think that it's going... Like, you're going to draw Bloodlust, you're going to draw Volcano, you're going to draw something that you're going to use that's useful. So...
I gave it 3 in Arena. It's not that I disagree with you. It's that I'm trying to figure out the exact value of guaranteeing a Bloodlust on curve in a token deck. And there's a real good chance that you spend your early tokens trading around with another token deck. So you might not have anything for Bloodlust to hit.
Yeah, but the idea of always having
Arena, this guarantees that you have a Volcano over basically, which is incredible. So that's why I think you'll see some more play there.
I mean, I could see this even in like a Shutterwalk deck, where you only have like Volcano stuff, and then you can clear boards.
Yeah, that could work. You could put it as in Shutterwalk just to guarantee that because it thins your deck of the Volcano and make sure you have it when you need it.
Yeah.
I could see it.
I mean, I see it going directly in that deck.
I'm tempted to say that this could fit into Overload Shaman because it either gets you Volcano or the Spellstone. And there have been games I lost as Overload Shaman just because I didn't draw the Spellstone for it.
Right. That makes sense to me.
But I'm not sure because the problem is that Overload list is very tight. And like you need to make sure you're still running the right overloads. So
no, I agree.
don't know. But yeah, it's certainly not a bad card. It's just it is.
Yeah.
The next card is Eureka. 6 mana, summon a copy of random minion from hand. Malagos Shaman? Yeah. I don't know. I don't know exactly what this is for. It's not... I gave it 2 in balanced, because I think it's balanced. I'm just not sure exactly what it's for.
I gave it 3 in balanced, because I couldn't figure out what it was for either, but... I feel like it's balanced. I feel like it's sort of a...
Are they trying to make some new weird Malagos Shaman?
There's some sort of like... Yeah. See, I feel like this is as close as Recruit as Shaman's getting. And... But what are you playing that's that big that you want to...
Summoning a copy from your hand is powerful because you can control it a lot better. But I just don't know what you want a 6 mana copy of. Because 6 mana isn't like super cheap.
Yeah.
It's not like... It's cheaper than 9. But it's not incredibly cheap.
Yeah, it's not.
Like, people have written out these, like, 10 mana combos with Malagos that do stuff. I just don't know.
Yeah, I'm not really buying this card. Alright, next.
Next is, I'll do you a favor and not give you stupid ass board. Actually, no. Yeah. No, this card's not boring. Sorry, I confused this with a different one. Alright, there you go.
Oh, good. That's the one I wanted. So this is probably my favorite Omega card. 2 mana 2/3, decent stat line. Battlecry, if you have 10 mana crystals, your spells have lifesteal this turn. You're putting this directly into your Shutterwalk deck, and your Volcanoes now heal for 15. Like, you give it slightly more sustainability. Oh, but yeah, I'm fine. I'll stick with that. Though it might not be good if you don't.
No, it's good there.
You just gotta cut Kaliseth.
Really cool. I think it's very good. I think it's. What? Sorry, what did you give it?
So I gave this 5 in busted because I put it right into my Shutterwalk deck. But
I give it 4 in balanced. I think it's very good. I think it's a really cool effect. I'd love to see more effects like that.
I mean, if you play,
Um,
you can even play this on curve and it has okay stats. Like,
yeah, yeah.
if
That's
it's
the thing.
really bad.
Yeah, it's like just need a token on two. Fuck it, I put a token on two.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it doesn't apply to spells cloned by the legendary, which is a bummer. It doesn't apply to things like Yogg, which is, well, it's not like you could really play with it anyway, but it's a bummer. It's just it's a neat effect. It turns your volcano into heal 15, which
Yep.
is obviously I think that's probably one of the bigger combos with this. Though, it also turns Lightning Storm into a heal a ton. Like, very good card. If there is like a kind of mid-rangey shaman who needs to take back tempo of the game on turn 10, this is involved probably.
Right.
Uh, that said, I have a feeling I'm overestimating it. That's my problem. That's my problem. I think I'm overestimated. I think
I went all in on this one.
Yeah, I love it. I think it'll be worse than I'm
Yep. All right. Next.
Yeah, next up is Thunderhead. 4 mana 3/5. After you play a card with Overload, summon 2/1/1 Sparks with Rush. So, keywording after. So you can play this and then play Beagred Lightning to wipe a board and then give you 2 tokens on that board. And you now have a 3/4 with 2/1/1s and you've damaged the opponent's board heavily. I think he works really great with Beagred Lightning. I think he works really great with a lot of, with Voltaic Burst. If you just play this card and Voltaic Burst, you now have, 5 bodies on board for 5 mana. It's good combos all around, really.
He's
I
okay.
think if there's going to be a tokeny shaman, I have a feeling this guy will be a part of at least the initial list. He could get optimized out at some point, but I think he'll be there. He'll show up.
Yeah. I just gave him a 3 in balance. He seems fine.
What did I give him? I gave him also a 3 in balance.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, Drew said everything I need to say about this card. It's not a whole lot to say about it. So.
Yeah. All right, Michael, you get lucky boy.
No, you give me the other one. Okay, I'll take it. Fine. It doesn't matter to me. I mean, I'm fine with either one. Alright, so Electrostorm Surge is a 3 mana 3/3 elemental, so fits right in with this elemental shaman. Battlecry, your next spell this turn cast twice. So, you can heal a bunch, you're mostly shooting lava in the enemy's face with this card. And that's a quick 10 damage, and then another one, 15. You're gonna burst down people. If you can somehow get that Malagos thing to
or
work,
just double Bloodlust to make your token board fucking nuts.
Oh, that too. I mean, this fits in most, if not all, Shaman decks. I gave it a 4 and busted because it's really good.
I give it a 4 and balanced simply because on curve it's worthless, and I can't fully discount that fact that it's a dead card in your hand.
I mean, I agree, but I mean, even Lightning Storm twice sometimes can just clear a board.
You only get 1. She's legendary, so you only get the 1.
That's true.
No, I mean, you could slap this in with Shudderwalk, and then, up turn whatever, when you have a 1 mana Shudderwalk, you, do it and do stuff. But you're kind of already winning by that point anyway, so it's a little...
He doesn't cast spells, though.
No, but he casts his Battlecry, so you have a 1 mana one after, for the second turn of Shudderwalks. You could cast a spell in between if you needed to.
I guess so.
A double spell.
That's fine.
Yeah, that use case is different.
Yeah.
But she's not bad. She's fine.
Alright, yep. She's fine.
The Stormbringer. 7 mana legendary spell. Transform minions into random legendary minions. So... I give this 3 stars and meme. This is pure meme tier to me. It's not that this is bad, because even with all the dumpster legendaries,
and there are a lot of them.
Something I saw Kriparian talk about is how in Dungeon Run there's that wish card that fills your board with random legendaries, and generally that's a pretty good board.
Yeah.
So this is the same thing. Basically, if you can get up some tokens and transform them, they'll probably be pretty good. But it's just
I gave
not
it
good
I gave it
enough.
the same rating. It is a 3-star meme tier.
It's not quite good enough for 7 mana.
I know, but it can't be any more.
No, it
I mean, it can't be any
and
less. It
couldn't
can't
really
be any less. Yeah,
Like,
I think that it was well statted. You can do stuff with it. Sometimes you're gonna get these ridiculous legendaries, and sometimes you're going to get a 1/1.
Yeah, or a 0/2 or something. There's shitty legend.
Yeah, there's some really bad legendaries, but there's some really good ones.
You get a 1/2 with Divine Shield and Lifesteal.
Yeah. Oh. Ugh. Gross.
All right.
All right. Warlock.
We are entering Warlock territory.
Yeah.
And Warlock got things aimed at very specific.
Yeah, they're like one deck that's not cubed. Alright, so we got Doubling Imp. It's a 3-mana 2/2 demon. Battlecry, summon a copy of this minion. So I gave this a 4 and arena rating because you get the 3-mana 4/4 and stats split among 2 minions. That's great. No problem.
I give it 3 and busted.
Yeah, I mean, I see where you're going, and I
you
have to build a deck around it.
Part 1 of a long book about why Zulok is going to be the new meta. This is chapter 1, the Doubling Imp. That Zulok right now, like literally right this moment, is the #1 deck right now because there are so many druids and Zulok can fight druid. And all they got were more tools like this to keep that train going, and it's a little scary. It's a little scary.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with you. You're right.
I mean, I think this works better if you find a way to buff your hand demons, but there's Prince Keliseth. There's
other cards we're going to talk about that are going to buff it.
There's things to do it with.
I agree. I mean, I 100% agree. I just think that ideally, Arena would be great to get this card.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Demonic Project.
Oh, I see you gave me
2 mana. Each player transforms a random minion in their hand into a demon. So this is like an anti-combo card. It's supposed to be like mini Dirty Rat, I guess, where like you transform the opponent's Shudderwalk into a shitty demon. I have to give it 2 stars in Broad tier. I think for what it is, for what they want it to be, it's not good enough, and for any other purpose, it's stupid.
I think I give it 3 mana imbalanced. I think I agree. You're going to use this to destroy combo decks, and
but how many combo decks are there? There'll be Druid, but they have so many things in their hand already that I don't know if you're going to hit the right.
I mean, I'm just saying, like you're gonna in a deck I see built with this card, you're gonna have Skull Minari out, and you're gonna play this in the following.
So you get whatever you turned for free.
Yes,
no, I thought about that, and I think you're right. I'm just not sure.
I mean, they're trying to bring Demon Lock back, and Demon Lock has had no support for like the last how many expansions. So I might give it a try, if it doesn't suck so bad.
I don't think you'd be wrong. It's just weird.
Yeah, I know. It's a deck that doesn't exist yet, so I'm okay with it.
So next card.
Oh, great.
This.
It has such a promising name, Spirit Bomb. And it has some really cool card art. And then you see it's a 2-mana deal 4 damage to a minion and your hero. And then I give it a 1-star with Rusted, because that's awful.
Are you fucking for real?
Okay, you and I just see differently on this card.
This card not only is 2 mana removal that's cheaper than Shadow Bolt, but it enables all that heal lock bullshit by doing damage to your minion. Right now, competitive players on turn 2 actively don't hit Warlock's face because they don't want to enable their heal lock bullshit a turn early. And now they can do it themselves with this and like 3 other cards.
I don't know.
This is strong. You will see this card. We will absolutely see this card.
I'm looking forward to seeing it at some point because I just didn't like this card. Like I saw it and I was like, I don't know, it just doesn't look good to me. Maybe I just don't fight any heal locks, Drew.
I fight a lot of them and they are a pain in my ass.
See, I don't fight like any of them.
I want to go to your part of ladder. That's what I want.
You don't want to go to my part of ladder.
If there's no heal locks there, I want to go there. Alright.
You can fight. You can fight a realm of taunt
I'm gonna
druids.
talk about Soul Infusion. Give the leftmost minion in your hand +2/+2. What a weird goddamn card. I don't think it's like a bad card. It's only 1 mana. Which makes it not bad, but like, what a weird fucking card. I call it like an arena card simply because like I guess it goes in constructed Zulok, but you can't control what's to your left. Like, what if you put like the heaviest thing in your deck as the leftmost card? You're never gonna get the value off that effect.
True.
I just
I really enjoy this mechanic of having to work with your hand as a malleable source of
I don't
other
hate
cards.
it. It's just
So and I think that you can control left part of your deck left part of your hand way more than right part of your hand.
you're half right, kind of.
So
It's just weird.
I mean, I just gave it a 3 imbalance, which is fine.
I don't think you're like wrong. I have a little less faith.
See, I feel like you put this in Zulok, and you'll eventually, sooner probably than later, get whatever you want to be the leftmost minion. I mean, giving 2/2 to any minion is fine. That's all I'm saying. Is enough.
I guess. That's our next card here.
I don't know. I don't know which rare you're going to give me.
That's right. You get to redo this. Give you this one. So we're talking about Demon Law.
Because I was talking about demons, so I'm getting Void Analyst. As soon as it changes. There we go. Alright, Void Analyst is a 2-mana 2/2 demon. Death Rattle. Give demons in your hand +1/+1. Again, hand buffing isn't a real thing in Warlock. I mean, you can control... I mean, the 1 mana +2/+2 is fine. Yeah, Drew, it's a 2 arena card.
It's not great.
Yeah, it's not great. I mean,
it's just not great.
This isn't the card I wanted for Demon Lock, and I understand.
This isn't the card that's bringing Demon Lock back to Providence.
No. This is the card that's not doing much of anything. The only positive is that it is a demon, and that might not even be a positive.
Yeah. Nether Soul Buster is a pretty neat card, actually. 3 mana 1/5 with Battle Cry. Gain +1 attack for each damage your hero has taken this turn. So there is this 1 mana 1/3 in neutral that we're gonna get to, but it'll be a little while. Where it has Battle Cry. Deal 5 damage to your hero. Gain 5 armor. So essentially, you move no health, but you lose 5 health. So that makes this a 4 mana 6/5. That's a hell of a combo. And then you have other options in your deck like Shadow Bomb or Spirit Bomb, which would make this a 5 mana 5/5.
Don't put Spirit Bomb in your
also
deck.
played
That sounds
removal this
terrible.
turn.
Just don't put Spirit Bomb in your deck.
This card, I gave it 3 and balanced. I think it's actually verging on busted for Zulok. I'm not sure, but I think it could be on the way there.
I gave it the same 3 and balanced. It makes sense to me. I don't. It's just that's what it is. Like you've talked about all the sort of combos. Plus, you can buff it in your hand with, if for whatever reason you decide to run the Void Analyst. I don't recommend it. But Soul Infusion, if this is the leftmost thing, +2/+2 on top of it. I mean, at worst case, you play this on turn 5, and it's a 3/5 for 3.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
and you draw a card.
I mean, obviously, you don't want to do that.
You don't want to do it. But I'm just saying, like, at worst case scenario, it's that. The thing is that if you play Gul'dan, this is going to be a 1/5.
You can do things. You can do other things like later in the game, do like a Hellfire to clear the board, and then play this as a 4/5. You know, it has flexibility.
It has some flexibility. It's okay.
All right. So you get to chat up this
Ectomancy. It's a 6 mana spell. Summons a copy of all demons you control. So if you buffed a bunch of demons and you have 3 demons on the board, you will gain exact copies of those demons for 6 mana, which could be good or bad. I wrote this to balanced, though I might lean towards arena. Maybe I don't. The thing is, in arena you can't like. Oh, of course you wrote it busted. Why am I not surprised? I
I
mean,
give this 3 and busted.
I can see why you gave it busted in certain
I think
scenarios.
you can use this to stack your Gul'dan revive pool. Not only that, but you can do it in Even Warlock, where Even Warlock doesn't revive a lot of their demons because they don't have a lot of demons. They play a thin list and they play Gul'dan kind of on Kerr. You can use this to stack your revive pool, essentially make your Gul'dan bigger and scarier. In a more traditional Q block, you now maybe get extra Voidwalkers because you have, or not Voidwalkers, the 9 cost shit. Because you stacked more of them into your pool, or you've finagled your way into 2 more Doomguard. It would be nuts.
Yeah, Doomguards. See, that's what I started to think about Doomguards, maybe, but yeah, that's really hard.
That is. That's my thoughts. I think this is going to verge more on the busted side. I think people are going to use this as a revival of Q block almost. It gives their cooldown so much power.
I guess so.
Let's see what's. Oh, I get this piece of shit.
Yeah, but think
it's a Mega Agent. 5 mana, 4/5. If you have 10 mana crystals, summon 2 copies of this minion. So, and also, there's a bug where they made the border purple instead of black. Because this is obviously just a rogue card. And they're like, shit, we're short in a Warlock epic. Give it to them. What the fuck is this? Why is this an epic? Why is this Warlock? Why is it 5 mana? What is any of this?
Drew, I don't have any specific answers for this card.
I give it 1 in Arena. Arena is the only place this could possibly be valid.
I gave it 2 in Arena. Because that's the only place you would ever play this card.
Even in Arena, this is kind of a mediocre at best.
I mean, you can't. It's not even. If it was a demon.
Yeah,
maybe.
If it was a demon. Like, what the fuck is this?
It's not a demon. If this was a demon,
I don't know what this is.
I would have.
Nothing about this card says Warlock. Nothing about this card says good. Like, it's just.
Yep.
Just fucking.
Yep. All right, we can move on. Luckily, we get the ones we want.
Yeah. Wait, what is that? There. You can.
Right.
I figured that's what you wanted.
8 mana, 5/5. Dr. Morgan. Legendary minion. Death Rattle. Swap this minion. Swap this with a minion from your deck. Alright. So, I really like this card. Dr. Morgan is really fun. I gave her a 4 and I gave it to her balanced. I lean towards, like, meme tier, but I see some practical applications where you're pulling out when you only have a few like bigger minions in your deck. You're pulling out your Void Lords and you can cheat them out more. You can bring out your Doom Guards and just hit face. And then there's a scenario where you also copy her and put her in that deck, and then she becomes this Dreadsteed minion that can't die as an 8 mana 5/5 that just stays on the board constantly, and that's fun. Like I said, I lean towards meme tier with this really hard, but there's no in between. So, but I see some other practical applications for her.
I gave it meme tier. I thought it was somewhere between meme and unicorn. I gave it meme because I think it'll just be funny. But there could also be a unicorn deck where like you are like the strange mid-range board control warlock that isn't playing the zoo. But then why aren't you playing zoo?
I don't know, Drew. Why are you playing zoo?
But yeah, no, this card's weird. I don't think it's like bad. It's just not. Yeah, it's a meme card. That's what I think it is. I think it's meme.
All right, go ahead. I know you're excited about this.
I have the Solarium, which I'll just tell you, this is 5 stars busted right off the bat.
Me too.
This card makes Zulok fucking insane. Zulok Zulok's sitting there around turn 4. They're like, man, I played my whole hand because I'm a warlock, and even though I draw cards, extra cards every turn, I just play my whole hand. And they have the Solarium where it's like, oh fuck, I'll just draw 3 cards and play them all anyway. This card's nuts. This card is nuts. This will be in every Zulok. This will never be a bad card while it's in rotation. That's my prediction. For the entire year and a half that it will sit in rotation, this will never be a bad card.
I have nothing else to say. It's just amazing, and Drew covered all the points that I would have on this card.
I also hate it.
I love this card because anything that helps Disco Lock just a touch more is a card I want in my deck. Because I love Disco Lock, and I always get stupid lucky, and when you play this card, and you draw 2 Silverware Golems and the Bug Lady, and you discard all 3 of them, and you get 2 3/3s, and she gets bigger. It's just, and then it also works towards the quest faster. Yes, please. There you go.
Yep. We get to move into Warrior territory. Now, Warrior, we just should bring up, Warrior has been a sad sack for literally 2 straight years.
Warrior lives in that sad. Oh, great! You give me
they had one deck. It was Pirate Warrior. It was an annoying deck, and then it got shit on. Which I wasn't sad it got shit on, but they had nothing else going for them. So they've just been sitting there mourning their loss of their only good deck for a long time.
Yeah.
I hope that Mech Warrior takes off.
Alright, so...
I'm not 100%.
So let me start on a bad note. Rocket Boots is a 2-mana...
I figured we'd get this out of the way.
Yeah, let's get this out of the way. Rocket Boots is a 2-mana spell. Give a minion rush, draw a card. I gave this a 1 rusted. It's just junk. I 2-mana draw 1 card and give a minion rush when the majority of the cards that Warriors have already have rush. Why are you playing this? There's so many other better draw cards from Warrior. That's what I think. It's a 1 rusted. It's just
to me, this should just be the charge card in base set. I don't know. It's just
it should. If it said give a minion charge, draw a card for 2 mana, I would be better with it, but they won't print those anymore. That's what I gave it, Drew.
Yeah,
Drew, you don't have to say anything. I think I said it all.
I got nothing. It's not great.
What'd you rate it?
I gave it a 2 and balanced, but it's not good. It's okay. Here, I'll talk about.
Drew, the ratings never went up.
Oh, I forgot to hit update. Well, I'm moving on to the next card already. I'll talk about Weapons Project, which is way more exciting. Each player equips a 2/3 weapon and gains 6 armor for 2 mana. That card is incredible, because a 2/3 weapon for 2 mana would be great already. But you also get 6 armor. And you do give this to the enemy, so you heal them for 6 and give them a weapon. But healing them for 6, if this is going in a long game Warrior deck, so them having 6 more health is not a huge concern for you anyway. And more importantly, that is just more weapon disruption and removal. So you fuck with Twig, you fuck with Kingsbane, you fuck with other warriors who are trying to do stuff. It's a good effect. I really like it. Yeah, I just really like this card. I gave it 4 and balanced. I think it's kind of right where it should be.
Alright, so I overestimated this card so hard because I have so many cool combos with it, and armor means way more to warriors than it means to any other class. So I gave it a 5
and
and
also combos with Geosculptor Gift.
I gave it 5 and busted, Drew.
That's fine. I can see it approaching busted levels in the deck.
I see this and being well, great. You can do not a whole lot to me, and I'm gonna have all these taunt minions. This might really help me with taunt warrior.
I think this is a really cool card.
Quest warrior.
I think my favorite project, probably. My favorite project.
Yeah, probably.
All right.
Yeah, baby.
This adorable fuck.
Oh yeah. This is all right. 1 mana, 1/3 mech. Ethereum. Was it Eternum? Eternium Rover. Good lord. Whenever this minion takes damage, gain 2 armor. I give this 5 and busted. This is just a straight up better. Yeah, straight up better.
Right.
It's just a straight up buff to Armor Smith.
1 mana, 1/3 that gives you anywhere from 2 to 6 armor. Oh.
And plus, then you can magneticize things on top of it.
Control Warrior, like, glanced at that card and just got, like, a half jump right there. Every warrior is fucking excited about that. I am excited about that. That card by itself could save Control Warrior. That one mana robot.
They're gonna have so many good 1-drops now. Oh, I love it.
They really are. I love this card.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, next.
I'm gonna take a bullet for you, Michael.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
I'm gonna take the Dinomatic. 5 mana, 3/4. Deal 5 damage randomly split among all minions except mechs. This card is a trash heap. This is 1 mana rusted. This is just bad.
Okay.
You have to play it with, like, what? Like, the weirdest, shitty fucking combos. It's understated, it's overcosted, it's everything.
Okay. So I gave it 2 Arena with an asterisk. And that asterisk is not in this expansion. because what happens is in Arena, they buff the cards from the current expansion.
Yeah.
And there's
like,
a lot more mechs. But
one of your opponents playing Mech Paladin, you drop this, it's like, well, I just killed my board, I guess.
So here's the thing. You play this in Arena, next expansion, where hopefully there isn't as many mechs, and that's buffed. And then it's a 5 mana 3/4 deal 5 to the opposing side. Hopefully. It's not good.
So bad.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Michael, I don't have too much of a better card for you. Well, actually, I mean, some people really like this card. I'm sleeping on it.
Why don't you like Security Rover, Drew? 6 mana, 2/5 mech. Whenever this minion takes damage, summon a 2/3 mech with taunt. So this is at minimum a 4/8. Michael,
it doesn't have taunt itself, though.
Yeah, I know, but
people are like comparing it to Sludge Belcher, but it doesn't have taunt itself.
But so. you have like whirlwinds, like you can trigger it and make stuff. It's not great, but the thing is that if you attach this to if you attach other things to it with magnetic, it becomes better. Okay, it's not a great card, but I gave it a 3 with Arena because
4 with Arena.
3 with Arena. No, it's not that good of a card.
I gave it 2 in Arena. I don't like.
It's anything that generates minions in Arena is great.
Think that this is going to be really great. I am choosing not to.
I mean, it's tolerable.
Yeah. Omega Assembly.
Oh, this is definitely my best Omega card. What am I saying?
1 mana spell. Discover a mech. If you have 10 mana crystals, keep all 3. So, Discover is a little better than random when you're picking from it. At 10 mana, this is essentially put 3 random mechs in your hand. With a class bonus, essentially. The class bonus is nice because that means that things like Eternium Rover and, for what it's worth, Security Rover show up more.
And Beryllium Nullifier.
Dynamatic show up more.
Yeah.
And there, like I said, there are a lot of shitty mechs. But I think largely this is good in a Dr. Boom deck. Outside of that, I am less sure. That said, I chose to have faith in it. I gave it 4 and balanced.
I gave it 4 and busted.
You think it's busted?
I think that a 1 mana Discover a mech is really powerful. And
the 1 mana Discover a blank cards have always been decent, but never really made it into constructed.
See, you can play this on turn 1, and you can play this on turn 10. And in turn 10, you play this. And then you summon all of them with Rush.
Yes. That's what makes it good. They're good with Dr. Boom.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, agree with Dr. Boom. I mean,
You have to have Boom out for this to be really
okay,
good.
if you're playing a warrior and you don't have Dr. Boom, you're playing warrior wrong. I'm just gonna say that out loud. Next.
All right, let's go to so warrior. I think on the whole got largely good cards. Let's go to the two shitty cards I got. They're two epics. Which shitty epic should I give Michael?
Yeah, you can give me the Super Collider. It's fine.
I'll give you Super Collider. They're both bad. I'll just give you Super Collider.
All right, so let me read this. The Super Collider is a weapon, 5 mana, 1/3. After you attack a minion, force it to attack one of its neighbors. So this is just such a good card, and I gave it a 1 and rusted because oh my,
Hey, me too.
it is just so bad.
It's not only the fact that it's like a 1 damage 5 mana weapon. It's attacking a neighbor. It's a random neighbor, and it's like it has to be the setup. You're beaten immediately by taunt. If there's like a 1/3 fucking Void Walker in your way, your plan to use this weapon has been thwarted.
It's
like,
just so bad.
Some people are saying that there are ways to use this weapon. No, this weapon is shit.
No, it is. It is just
Plus,
dumpster.
I don't know this for sure, but I'm actually willing to bet that if you kill the target, like if it's a 1/1, if you kill it, I bet it doesn't even attack the neighbor.
Oh, I'm sure it doesn't.
Like, this is a shit
Plus,
card.
it's a 5 mana 1/3 weapon.
Yeah, just come the fuck on. And then there's this prick, Beryllium Nullifier, 7 mana 3/8, magnetic, can't be targeted by spells or heroes. That is certainly far from the worst thing that's ever existed, but good god is it boring.
It is.
It's
boring.
not playable. Like, you're not gonna put it in a deck. You're gonna discover it and be sad that it's 7 mana.
So thoughts? What are you rating?
I gave it 2 in Arena.
Yeah, I gave it 2 and I gave it 2 imbalanced. Like,
I think it's actually closer to Rusted than Arena, if I'm being honest.
like I'm in
Arena
between
is
balanced and
close.
rusted. Like, I mean, if you think about it, if you got this like big mech, you can magnetize it to get some decent stats, and it
But
can't.
it's 7 mana.
I know it's expensive. It's not good.
If they wanted to give Warrior the option to magnetize can't be targeted onto it, they should have just made it smaller with worse stats.
All right, so
That's what I think.
so next.
Yeah, now we've left the bad part, and I'll gift you this, Michael. You can chat up Dr. Boom.
Do you see my face how excited I am? Alright. Dr. Boom, Mad Genius, is the only warrior legend, is the only hero, quote in quotes for this character, of the set. He's 7 mana, and you get 7 armor, which is an increase from 5 from all the others. Battlecry. For the rest of the game, your mechs have Rush, and then his hero power alternates.
Which I can't easily put on screen. It's 2 mana, deal 1 to all minions. 2 mana, summon 3 microbots, which are 1 max. 2 mana, gain 7 armor. 2 mana, deal 3 damage. And 2 mana, discover a mech.
Yes. So he can do a lot of stuff with that
they're
awesome
largely
suit.
good. You will never get the same hero power twice in a row.
But you can
You'll never have
use
it-
the
you'll
same
never have
hero
it twice in a
power
row.
twice in a row with certain neutral cards that lets you like refresh your hero power.
Well, it swaps at the end of your turn.
It's off the end of your turn. Yeah, I just want to make that clear.
Yeah, but like you'll never get 2 turns in a row.
So he's 5 stars and busted for me. I love Dr. Boom. I loved him from the original, and now he's.
Can't believe you're my friend.
I understand. I understand.
I hated the original Doctor Boom. I still hate the original. The original Doctor Boom is half the reason I don't play WoW. I think this one is 3 imbalanced. I think it is good for Warrior. I don't know if it's enough to save them.
He is a creature
hope it
generator.
is.
He can heal himself with
But he
taunt.
can't do any of it consistently. Again, the consistency is the key here. And he always starts with the shittiest hero power, which is deal 1 to all. Yeah, that's the one he always
You
starts
just don't like anything.
I will say it's quite nice. I think he will fit nicely into an odd warrior. I think there will be some variety of odd warrior plays him.
I wish that the tower was a mech.
Yeah, if the tower were mech, it would solve a lot of the tower's problems.
Yes, I agree.
But as we all know, buildings aren't mechs, apparently.
I don't know. Dr. Boom can make him a mech. Anyway, go on. Go
I,
on.
I will say, I wanted this one. I had this idea for Card and Hunter, and I really thought they would try something to do, but they didn't. I thought there would be like their legendary.
Because Hunter is dead. Let it go.
I thought that I thought there would be some way in this expansion to turn another creature into a mech.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that they should have done
It didn't happen, which I think is a little bit of a wasted opportunity.
I agree. I think there should be a mech turner.
Yeah. All right. Moving on though is his spell, the Boom Ship. 9 mana, summon 3 red minions from your hand, give them rush. So this is a weird situation where this spell doesn't go with Dr. Boom. Because Dr. Boom already gives all your mechs rush. So it's kind of like, what's the point of giving them rush again? This spell doesn't go with a Dr. Boom deck. This spell goes in Big War. Big Warrior wants this. Wants this bad.
Four and busted.
I give it 3 in balance.
So here's my thing. You're going to summon 3 random minions from your hand, and
Yeah.
you're not playing him till much later. And if those 3 minions happen to be 2 charged Devil Swords and Grom,
That's why this goes in Big War.
Yeah, it goes in Big War.
You summon out like your Grom,
Oh my god, I got
your
something
Yip,
out. I'm on
and
stream.
your
Come on.
whatever the fuck else. It's very good. It's a weird. It's just a little weird to me.
I don't know. I really like it.
Makes me slightly odd. Not sure why.
All right.
I think it's good. Like I said, I think it's balanced, but for some reason, I just have a feeling that this won't play after the experimentation phase.
Maybe
people will drop this card.
I don't know. I'm gonna play with it a bunch. I mean, the thing is that, and the reason I said on 10 mana, you could theoretically play the Omega card that gives you 3 mechs for 1 mana, and then play the Boom Ship, and then get those 3 mechs out in the field, and they would already have rush. But I'm just saying that's a possibility. If you have nothing left in hand, that can sort of be a gambit play there.
All right, so we want to review all the neutrals.
Can we just sort of go through and just say our ratings and if there's anything interesting about them, or did you rate all of them or not?
I didn't rate all of them, but like I'm looking at a list of them, and you can just kind of talk about the interesting ones.
I mean, we have to talk about each of the legendaries for sure.
Yeah, we'll get to the legendaries and probably most of the epics, but like especially this common.
Okay, why don't we just go through each common and we can just say what we because I really don't want to go through all of them either.
Yeah. All right, so
just go in the commons in order. We'll just go through each.
Yeah, Bulldozer.
All right, I got that for 3 in arena.
Yeah, it's like a 2 in arena for me.
Yeah. That hasn't changed. Are you not putting them up?
Yeah, I'm. It takes a second to put them up, so
gotcha.
going through them fast, we're gonna fall behind.
Oh, I see.
Damage Stegatron. I don't know. What do you think?
I gave it 2 in rusted. It's a 6 mana taunt battle cry, deals 6 to this minion.
I give it 2 in arena.
5,
there might be
6.
some weird use.
It's like a 5/6 for 6, which is bad stats already.
That
It
bad.
is
some wacky revival shit.
the reason I gave such a poor rating in rusted is because the bear does it better.
What about that as a base creature? What about that as a base mech in your Paladin Revive deck?
Rusty Recycler? Or the other one?
No, Damage Stegatron. Because when you revive it, it'll have 12 health as a base, and then get stuff remagnetized to it.
I just think the bear does it better. I understand what you're saying, but
The bear does it better, but the bear's not mech.
I know. They should make him a mech.
Rusty Recycler, fucking 2 arena.
I just gave it 3 balance, whatever.
War Gear, this one's worth talking about.
Yes, Warrior is.
A lot of people are talking about this, and I agree.
5 mana, 5/5 mech, and it's magnetic.
Yeah. I gave it 4 in balance, but frankly, it's virtually busted.
I gave it 5 and busted. It's like
it's
the best magnetic.
I think I'm underrating it. I think I'm underrating it.
Yeah, I mean, basically, it's Blessing of Kings, but for 5.
Yeah, this is very strong. Especially in that Paladin deck, especially in like just weird shit. This is strong.
Yep, I agree. I agree 100%.
All right, moving on. Coppertail Imposter, fucking Snoozeville Arena.
It's Snoozeville, but I gave it 4 in balanced only because I see the stealth being important as something that's not easily removed. And then you can
stick it around to get magnetized.
Yes, that's where I see it. That's why I see it's 4 in balanced.
That's fair. I stick it in arena.
Yep.
Explodinator.
It is really expensive.
I gave it brick tier. It's too expensive to be anything but a meme.
Yeah, I just.
But it's not as 2 bombs.
I mean,
it goes in my meme deck.
I mean, I agree. It goes in that bomb meme deck that you've always wanted. But that's about it.
Piloted Reaper.
1 and rusted.
Freshly balanced. Fucking.
I gave it 1 and rusted.
Goblin Shredder.
It's a crappy Goblin Shredder.
Yeah.
It's not good.
I called it Arena.
Don't put this in your
deck.
deck. Don't listen to Drew. Don't put this in your Arena deck either.
I don't know. It's not.
It's really bad.
Steel Rager?
It costs too much for a Steel Rager card. 1 and rusted.
This is probably the best Rager that ever printed, but that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, that's...
It's rusted.
I just want to say that Fireball is 6 damage for 4.
It still exists. Yep.
Yeah.
Fireball still exists.
This is a 1 and rusted for me. Just a piece of junk.
Brainstormer could be like a sleeper card.
I gave it a 4 in balanced. Like, I think that if Big Spell Mage becomes a thing...
I give it 3 in balance. I think it could be a sleeper. There could be something there.
I agree.
Bronze Gatekeeper. Does that make the cut into Bomb Hunter?
Maybe?
I don't know. Don't know if it does.
I feel like if you're gonna run the...
It's good. It's good. It's just not...
Let me posit to you that if you're going to have a Death Rattle Hunter deck with mechs, and you want to try to make sure that your Necro guy that doubles your Death Rattles lives for a turn, you put this on a bomb, and that's a relatively big body to go through.
It's a 1/7 taunt.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah. It's not bad, it's just a little odd.
Yeah.
I gave it like a 2 in balance, but I might be overestimating it.
I gave it 2 in balanced.
Electro Right. Just super boring. Does it fit in Token Shaman? Like if you're holding Bloodlust and Volcanoes and shit? Probably not.
No. I just gave it a 2 in balanced because it's not a good. It's just not.
I gave it 2 in Rusted. Actually, I had no faith in it.
I mean, it was close to Rusted. Someone will find a use for it.
Kaboom Bot.
This is.
I think it's over. I think it's overcosted.
Yeah.
I think it's shitty.
Yeah, 2 imbalanced. It's just whatever.
Microtech Controller. Another just fucking snoozeville of a card with awful stats. Like, I guess you play that right before the Shaman Legendary. Shore up some room on your board.
I mean, it's a 3 mana 4/3.
3 mana 4/3, but they all have 1 health. They all die to world effects.
You're not wrong, but it's not. I just gave it a 3 in balance. It just was. It just.
I called it rusted actually.
Yeah. I think you'll see it sometimes.
Spring Rocket. I'll see. Someone will try to play it.
I gave this a. So So back in
It,
in the
Whisper Girl Gods, yeah, the
Whispers
Cthulhu guy.
Cthulhu guy,
Yeah.
yeah, he was. It's the
Now,
same
now
stats.
the thing is that was played with a dual purpose though, because that also buffed your end game strategy. This doesn't.
I understand that, but it was still a
I don't think
decent
this is
card.
bad. I give it an arena rating.
I gave. Oh yeah. I would say 4 in arena because I think that you can trade with it and then trade with it again,
Uh, yeah.
unless they're any one of the.
Cloak Scale Chemist. Did Silent Knight ever see play? Nope.
Nope, this is worse. Yep, agreed. Agreed.
Toxicologist.
Kate.
Will this save Kingsbane Rogue?
No. The answer is no.
Arena card.
Arena. I mean, it's not even that. Like, it's still really bad.
Upgradable Framebot. 5 and busted.
Okay, so I agree. Like, I'm in between balanced and busted. Like, we need a rating for this because I don't have one. I think it's. I gave it a 3. I'm just. It's exactly what it is. It's a boring framing card.
It's so many stats on a 2-drop.
I agree.
It's so many stats on a 2-drop.
It's a.
Just being a 2-mana 1/5.
It's just boring, Drew. It's a boring card.
It is, but it's gonna see play.
Oh yeah,
that's gonna be in your Paladin deck. That's gonna be the base of your Paladin.
I know. I'm aware.
All right. Whirly Glider. That goes in the Meme Dream.
Meme Dream.
Beautiful.
Meme
That's
Dream.
not even that badly statted, to be honest.
Yeah, I gave it 3 in balance, to be honest. Like it's.
Yeah, I think that's solid card.
Yeah.
Absolutely play in Hunter. Probably some other places.
Yep.
Faithful Lumi. I wanna like, but it's a 1-mana 1/1.
But it's so adorable.
I wanna like it, but it's like so.
It's a 1-mana 2/2.
Yeah, that's if you have something else on board. You can't play it on turn 1. You get that?
I'm aware.
I think it might see play in like Paladin.
Yep,
If
that's
their
exactly.
early game tokens become based around that Mech 1/3.
Yep.
Yeah, sure, they're this and they're making a turn 2 2/4. Oh,
Are you kidding? They can coin, get the glow thing, and then put this out.
Why wait?
I'm just saying because you can put that in odd paladin.
I know you can.
And you start with a 1/1 and a 2/4.
Good lord. Yeah, that's it'll see play there. Other places will be a little shaky.
Yeah, 3 in balance. That's fine.
Goblin Bomb.
You have to put that in your bomb deck.
5 and Brood.
5 in road.
This is the memeiest bullshit.
It is. It really is. I agree.
Mecharoo.
5 and busted.
Really?
Yes.
I give it 3 in balance because I think it'll be good in arena and good in zoo.
It's the warlock card where they die and they become it's a 1/1 that becomes a 1/1. That was run in every warlock deck. Your mic is cutting out really bad. It's not any better. I don't know. I can't hear you at all. Is that me? It's like your mic's muted. I can't hear you at all. You were so close. Wow, that was just bad typing. Hello? Drew? Drew?
Hi.
There you go. I can hear you now.
For some reason, our direct call just refused to connect anymore. Just bugged out. Like, yeah, my internet's doing fine, but yeah. Anyway.
I was gonna say it's not on my end. So
Yeah,
so Warlock ran the guy that turned in. There was a 1/1 that when died turned into a 1/1. This is a
No, I get it, but okay. What my answer to you was there was that I think that Warlock has simply gotten better cards since, and like I don't think they need this anymore.
I don't know. I think there's a mech that stays on the board for one turn and then it can just be magnetized. Anyway.
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah. Next is Skater Bot.
I'll see you later, bot.
Kind of boring. I call him an arena card.
Yeah, I think that rush in certain decks with mechs are going to be important. So I gave it 4 imbalanced.
It's fair. Alright, moving on to some rares. We'll probably pay a little more attention to some of these.
Probably not. Some of them are really dumb.
Arcane Dynamo is an interesting one to start with, though.
I feel like I don't remember that card. Oh, yes. Okay. So Arcane Dynamo is a 6 mana 3/4 minion, battle cry. Discover a spell that costs 5 or more. That's good in a lot of classes because a lot of classes don't have
classes, and that's pretty powerful.
I would say Shaman for sure.
Shaman can only has 4 spells that cost 5 or more, so they can guarantee things with a 75% hit rate. You basically have a 75% chance to pull Bloodlust.
I mean,
or Volcano.
Even Maze, you're looking at getting a board clear that you'll probably use on the next turn.
Yeah.
I mean, Flame Strike is huge, and that's a 7 mana card.
Yeah, Flame Strike, Blizzard, Meteor.
Yeah,
they all fall in
that category. Yep.
But yeah, they have some things that muddle the pool, like Glacial Mysteries, Pyroblast.
Yeah, that's true. Glacial Mysteries.
In the right classes, it's a very good card.
Yep.
I called it balanced.
Yep, I call it balanced. I gave it a 3.
Same thing I did. Alright. Mechanical Whelp is fucking stupid.
It's like an egg that can attack at some point.
Like a less eggy egg.
Yeah.
Just kind of weird.
I mean, I gave it a 3 in balance. It's sort of a boring card. I would maybe throw it in an egg deck, but it's really expensive. What's really good about this card in particular is that...
I called it an arena card. Like, even then, you don't really want to play this on turn 6 in arena, so I don't even know.
No, I mean, I would say that you can pull this with the 9 mana guy that summons a 1 damage, 2 damage, 3 damage.
I think discovering this in a Dr. Boom deck isn't bad, because then you play it, it's a 2/2 with Rush, you hit something, it becomes a 7/7 with Rush, and you hit something.
What's the card that recruits 3, a 1 attack, 2 attack, 3 attack minion? Okart. You can recruit.
Okay Okart.
You can recruit him with Okart.
But usually, when you're playing Okart, you go something crazy though. So
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
Missile launcher.
Missile launcher. Oh, you jumped ahead.
Oh, did I?
Maybe. Oh no, you didn't. I was at Sparkville already. Okay. I think this card's really cool. Missile launcher is a 6 mana 4/4 mech, magnetic. At the end of your turn, deal 1 damage to all other characters.
The dumbest combo I know of is
Venomancer.
You put the poisonous thing on it.
And then you kill all other characters.
Get the fuck out, Dane.
Make me.
Dane.
This is a special guest appearance by Dane.
This is a special guest appearance by Dane. He can sit and listen if he wants. Okay.
What are you guys doing?
We're doing our card review.
Reviewing the Hearthstone set.
Oh.
But our directed call just started failing to connect, but we can connect fine in this channel. So fuck it. I mean, you're welcome to stay. You don't know shit about Hearthstone, so I'm gonna ask your opinion on things.
Who's Poos?
I know a little bit about Hearthstone. I played it for a while.
Here, Dane, I'm gonna send you a URL. If you just go to there, you'll see what we see on stream in live at live time.
Wait. I think I can get there.
Well, no, like the stream will be behind a little bit.
Yeah,
but you can just like go to that URL
and you can just listen to us talk about cards.
I see.
Yeah.
All right. Talk about Missile Launcher. I think it's really cool.
So I think it's 3 in balanced. I don't know. It's
I gave it 4 in
I mean,
balance.
it has that hunter combo.
I
Outside
love
of
that
it's
combo.
pretty
It
mediocre.
sounds really cool.
Outside of that, it's very mediocre.
All right.
Honestly.
Talking about mediocre.
Speaking of mediocre, it's the shitty fucking spark drill.
I gave it 2 in arena.
Is it even good in arena? I don't know.
Well, the thing is that it has rush, so you can kill a bigger minion, and then the sparks have rush, so you can trade.
I just gave it rusted. I just don't think it's good enough to do anything.
But look how cute he is in that chair.
Hey Tristan, you're just in time. To be muted.
To be
Tristan's always muted. That's his specialty.
yeah.
Alright, now leaving mediocrity, we go to Giggling Inventor.
Yeah.
It's totally 5 and busted. Card's fucking insane.
It's
Wait, 1-2 mechs with taunt and divine shield. That's
5 mana for 3 bodies, 2 of which take a minimum of 2 hits to remove. You're like, it only dies to what, like, Mossy Horror? Like, that's the counter to this? And who's playing Mossy Horror?
me.
No one.
What's wrong with you? Why don't you play Mossy Horror? It's really good.
Because I don't like bad cards.
Just kidding. I gave it 4 in balance. Like I think it's. I mean, if you look at the stat line.
it counters a good card.
Still bad, actually. Still bad.
Well, if you put it in an
It's a
egg deck.
horrifically understated 6-drop that just happens to kill things with less than 2 attack.
The thing is if you put it in an egg deck, Drew, you get all your stuff triggered.
Yeah, I mean,
You would
I
put.
might play Mossy Horror in a weird bomb deck.
You would have to play him in a mirror bomb deck because you would have so many bombs.
No, I think Giggling Inventor will be in every token in the Zoo deck, though. I think we're going to see this card everywhere.
Yeah.
It's going to be stupid.
It's gonna be their only 5 mana minion.
Replicating Menace. He summons 3 tokens when he dies.
Two
Very
and
understated for
2
4
and
mana.
balanced is what I put. He's meh. He's magnetic.
Yeah, the magnetic helps him. Magnetic effect helps him, but I just don't know.
What does magnetic do?
It allows you, if you drop it to the left side of another mech, it will attach it to that mech and give it its stats and death rattles, etc. It'll give you all the card text onto the mech that was there before. So it can activate the stats that turn, essentially.
Right.
That's cool.
It's neat. It helps cards like this that would be shit without it, but
But I mean, you're putting all your eggs in one basket.
yeah, you can get silenced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah,
get
but there are some bonuses to magnetic stuff. Like there's a card that brings back all your mechs with magnetic
that's
effects.
That's one card in one class you can run 1 copy of.
Yes. Amazing.
Meanwhile, there's Galvanizer, who I think is 4 and busted because he's going to enable all sorts of combos.
True. 4 and busted
He's
is what I put.
He's Mech Warper Jr.
That's what I put. 4 and busted.
Except you don't need to stick the Mech Warper on board for single reduction effects, which is pretty crazy.
Hang on, I'm going to interrupt you one more time, Drew, and then I'll let you go do all your stuff without my interference. If I were going to watch your stream as a drinking, which is what I intend to do while sort of being on it.
Of course, yes.
What would you suggest I take the rules?
A drink every time Michael thinks a stupid card is good.
Thanks, Drew.
Okay.
We're almost done with the card review, so you're not going to get very drunk. And most of my cards,
all right. Wait, I got this. Every time you two disagree on whether a card is good.
No, you're gonna die. You won't make it to
get destroyed tonight.
Dane, you won't make it to your birthday party. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Well, that's okay because I had an early birthday party.
I know, but that's my second vacation this year, and I want to make sure I get it.
Happy birthday, Dane, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, happy birthday. We look forward to seeing you in a cabin in the woods.
It's his newfound internet stardom. You know, you're broadcasting to thousands of 1,000.
We have a lot of people that watch us.
So you know you can plug your products, Dane.
Oh, is that right?
We're gonna flash that Twitter ad.
No, please don't.
Smash that like button.
Yeah, on my videos.
Yo, viewers, It's the protagonist here. If you like this content, you should smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, give Drew money.
It's
And
me.
that bell
I'm
on
streaming.
Over to InfiniteOverclock.pro.
Ring the bell. Gong the toaster.
And if
has added.
I feel like our viewers would definitely have a crossover with N64 gaming specifically. So if you ever want to play Smash Bros. N64, Dane makes these consoles.
It's a Venn diagram of N64 Smash players and Hearthstone players. Almost a perfect circle.
Almost a perfect circle.
It's actually true.
It's actually true.
All right, the Spark engine.
All right, let's end this, Drew. We're almost done.
Spark engine.
Oh god.
2-1 that adds a single 1-1 to your hand.
Yeah. Too imbalanced. It's boring.
Two arena. I don't know. Unpowered Mauler. Like, 1 and rusted.
I actually put
The only deck that would possibly want this is like Burn Mage, and they sure don't want it.
I put 1 in rusted as well. It's a piece of garbage.
Yeah. Okay, so now we'll get to the epics.
Oh, I want to read this one.
Okay. We'll get to the epics where we do some real discussion. There you go. If you were waiting for Michael to have high praise for a shitty card, Dane, here's your moment.
All right. So I have a it's Starliner. It's an epic neutral minion. 7 mana, 7/7. Battle cry. If you control 3 minions with 7 health, deal 7 damage to all enemies. This card is amazing. I give it a 1 star in Unicorn. This
card is a pile of shit.
It is so bad.
Alright? Because it's not even like 7 health or more, it's precisely 7 health.
Ugh, it's rough.
I mean, I think it does count itself, but no, this card is awful.
It does count itself. It does.
Horrifically overcosted. Like, impossible to pull off.
It's just how do you? It's gonna be on a Trollden video so hard, and it's a unicorn. Someone's gonna make a deck about this.
It's just, this is terrible.
Yeah, and they're gonna have a really tough time doing it.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, yeah, there'll be one funny video somewhere, I guess. That'll be the only time it's ever worked.
When you lose this card, you won't feel bad because you're the only person that's ever gonna lose this card.
Meanwhile, there's EMP operator.
Go ahead, Drew. You can read this one.
5 mana, 3/3 to destroy a mech. This is the worst tech card they've ever printed. Every other tech card is like a 1 to 3 mana card with basically viable stats, and then if you do the thing, you get statted up to slightly above viable. This is terribly below stat. This is like terribly below the stat line, and you get nothing if you pull off the thing. So if you're fighting a deck that has no mechs in it, which will probably still be over 50% of decks, this is just a 3/3 for 5.
Yeah.
This is terrible. This is a terrible fucking card.
It's a
this is
2
like
card.
1 in rusted right off the bat.
I gave it 2 in rusted.
So think of this scenario. So think that mechs, like a magnetized mech deck, is like ruining the meta, right? So you need to remove mechs. Am I going to play this, or am I just going to play Big Game Hunter? Because Big Game Hunter has better stats and will do the same thing if I need to care about 7 attack or more mechs.
It's bad. It's a bad card.
It's terrible.
It's a bad card. And I wish it was better. I mean, it should have said, Battlecry, destroy a mech, take all of its magnetic parts or something.
It should have been at, like, silence and destroy a mech,
yeah.
or, like, destroy a mech and gain +3/+3,
or something like that, yep.
Even then, you just, no. Alright, Holomancer.
I guess I'll read this one. Holomancer is a 5 mana 3/3. After your opponent plays a minion, summon a 1/1 copy of it. I just gave it 2 imbalanced. It's just such a boring card.
I give it 2 in Unicorn. It'll like counter some of your deck, but it's overcosted again.
It's just so costed for such
there's
a low.
There's so many cards in the set where like the mana cost and the stats like line up in terrible ways.
That's his whole expansion, Drew.
Yeah.
To bone evolve Shaman.
Each specimen is a 5 mana 6/6 to deal 6 randomly split among other friendly minions.
Drew, I gave this a 1 in rusted. I hate this card so much.
It's only good in either arena or if you are playing like a damage yourself warrior, where you need your stuff to take damage.
I mean, unless you're gonna have a roll of bombs and you're gonna play this, and then it's gonna destroy your bombs and they go face or whatever.
Will it destroy my bombs? Because it's random.
When split among all other friendly minions.
Yeah.
So if you only have bombs on the field, you
So if I
play
only have
this.
2 or 3 bombs, I guess.
If you have 3 bombs, you dealt 6 damage to...
There could be a unicorn case for this. For
Maybe.
now, I think it's an arena.
I gave it a 1 in Rusted. I think it's junk.
Next up is Seaphorium Bomber.
Alright, I'll read this. Seaphorium Bomber. A 5-mana 5/5 battle cry. Shuffle a bomb into your opponent's deck. When you draw it, explode for 5 damage. I gave this 4 imbalanced. I love it when you shuffle random crap into people's decks. I love it when you shuffle random crap.
This is Ironclad or Iron Juggernaut Jr.
Yeah.
He already wasn't particularly good.
But think, Drew, if you put Augmented Alec with this, you can shuffle 2 bombs into people's decks.
Doesn't that specifically shuffle your cards in there?
No. We'll get to that in a second.
It's good to know.
You should you should do that next so we can compare.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'll
do Augmented Alec now.
Yeah, whenever you do it, that's what I was thinking about.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I actually love this card. Whenever you shuffle a card into a deck, shuffle an extra copy. I give it Brood Tier, 4 stars in Brood Tier.
I give it exactly that same thing, 4 stars in Brood Tier. I love it.
Dane doesn't have to drink. Good news.
Hooray!
No, I love this card. This card is great. It's gonna go in my shitty fucking meme RNG mage deck. I'm gonna shuffle like 20 Scrolls of Wonder in. Yeah, it's hilarious. Love it.
Drew, we have to make.
Let's go to a way more boring card.
They're.
Make a Defender.
That is so boring.
12/6 with Taunt on turn 10 is okay. 2/6 with Taunt on turn 4
is not okay.
Stegodon. Does anyone play a naked Stegodon?
No.
No. So it's like arena. This is a very arena card.
This is arena card.
This is good in arena. You top deck this in arena. You got 12/6 Taunt.
Fun fact: they had to change the art on this because it looked like a mech, and now they had to make it a person. Because if you look at the original reveal stream, it has a different picture on it that looks like a mech.
Why isn't it a mech?
I don't know.
Good.
All right, Weaponized Pinata. I love the flavor of this card. It's a 4-mana 4/3 mech, Death Rattle. Add a random legendary minion to your hand.
1 in Brood.
I gave it 4 and Balance just because it's a fun card.
Balance? You think that you're gonna play this?
I think that it's.
Card is.
I think it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna love it.
Oh my god, this card
time to drink.
card is terrible. Let's talk about a terrifyingly good card. That's an epic, of course.
Yeah.
Crystallizer. 1 mana, 1/3. Oh yeah, here we are. Deal 5 damage to your hero, gain 5 armor. Card enables Heal Lock. It enables that Warlock card. It enables all sorts of just wacky shit with Warriors, damage condition, damage yourself, whatever. It enables Healadin, interestingly enough, the only case I like.
My god, you and your Healadin.
This card will actually be in a lot of decks, I believe. It buffs Priest, too. This buffs Priest, think about this.
It does.
Because
I know.
1/3, you're hurting yourself getting the armor, so your net HP is the same, but now you have something to do with your hero power.
I know. It's true. You're not wrong.
This card will see a lot of play. This is 5 and busted. We're going to see this everywhere.
Yeah,
there's going to be like 4 different classes that put this in multiple decks.
I mean, I gave it 4 and busted just because it's okay. It's another 1/3 you gotta stick in your deck.
It is. There's
so many 1/3s.
Alright, well, we're on to the legendaries.
Okay, well, you know which one
I'm going to start with... I'm just going to put them in order from worst/least interesting to the one you want.
Yeah, that has to be last.
So we're starting with Harbinger.
Alright, okay. So she's a 4-mana 5/6 legendary minion, stealth. After your opponent plays a minion, you become a copy of it. It becomes a copy of it right away, so it loses stealth.
What becomes rate it?
Whatever. Oh, this is 1 and Rusted for sure. This thing is such trash.
I don't disagree with you. I called it a unicorn just for the chance that it somehow stops some weird combo deck by existing.
It is just the worst, Drew.
It's terrible. It really is terrible. It's overstated. That's its only goodness. But you can't use its overstatedness because it will turn into a Firefly next turn.
Drew, it's the worst legendary in this expansion, and Kangor is
the worst legendary in the game.
And Kangor is the worst is in this expansion.
Listen, anytime you hand over control of one of your card's abilities to your opponent,
Yeah,
you're opening yourself up to in a big way.
Yeah, I know.
yeah, it's really bad. Like, I only give it unicorn status just on the off chance that there's some weird deck like Big Warrior where they literally have no bad minions. So if you're fighting a Big Warrior, you'll get something good from it.
True.
But even then, like,
I don't care if you're fighting a big warrior. You're gonna get a 1/3.
Then you're putting it in this deck with the hope that at some point you'll face somebody like that.
Exactly.
Not a
Exactly. Those big decks need to be a dominant force in the meta for this to make the cut. And
It's
not
so
gonna happen.
bad.
This is terrible. This card's terrible.
Even if they are a presence in the meta, I feel like it's still not enough of a justification.
You are probably correct. Like, there are better ways to deal with them than to hope that you copy one of their cards.
Exactly.
Alright, go ahead, Drew.
Subject 9, 5 mana 4/4, Battle Cry, draw 5 different secrets from your deck. A little confused why this isn't a Hunter Legendary. This is a Hunter card.
And it's a beast.
They accidentally made it neutral. This is clearly a Hunter card. I'm giving it like a 4 and balanced, though it might be more like Unicorn.
I gave it a 2 imbalanced. I just,
It's good in Hunter. That's about the last point it's good in. It's not good in Paladin.
Well, first of all,
not good
it's
in
a
Rogue,
neutral
it's not good in
legendary that only 4 classes can use out of the 9.
Yeah, that is a dick move to the 5 classes that don't have secrets.
Yeah,
really.
like, that's why I gave it a 2. I was like, that's so dumb.
You play Warlock a lot. You play and you open this. You're like, wow, look at that 400 dust.
Well, this is junk.
Any card that's a mecha dinosaur should just get 5 stars.
There is a Robosaur.
I hate your logic. I hate your logic.
All right, give me not the mech one.
Oh, well, too late. I'll talk about this.
All right.
Ziliax.
I'll talk about the other two.
3/2 with Magnetic, Divine Shield, Taunt, Lifesteal, and Rush. So his stats are obviously awful, but he does everything, and he's magnetic.
So you can attach him to a mech already.
This card by itself is very okay. Like, it's certainly not bad. It's okay. You slap it on, you magnetize something big that's already on the field, and you go nuts. This card is potentially game-breaking in Wild because it all depends on how Echoing works with Glinda and Magnetic. If it works the way everyone's pretty sure it does, this card creates an infinite combo in Wild that instantly full heals any Warlock and makes him win the game.
Yes.
So
I'm excited. You have no idea.
I want to say Blizzard thought about that.
No.
I know Blizzard. I've seen their release days before. So this is what Wild has to deal with for the first 4 weeks of the expansion. They get to deal with Infinite Glinda Ziliax deck.
Well, it doesn't have charge.
What fun
wait,
for
it
them!
does. Well, we have to do. We'll do Whizbang first because we have to do the other one last.
Do you want me to talk about Whizbang, or you want to talk about?
You can talk about Whizbang because I'm gonna talk a while about the other one.
Okay.
I mean, we can both talk about Whizbang though.
Whizbang the Wonderful is a very interesting card. He replaces your deck. As soon as you put him in the deck, he replaces your deck. You replace it with a different deck every time you start a game. They are the 18 deck recipes that they add per expansion, so he will change every expansion. He'll change what he does. Crip did a review of the deck recipes with the idea of figuring out how Whizbang would work for you. He did a review of them. Here's the answer. There are about 3 very good deck recipes. Like, they are next to top level decks with only a few missing optimizations, right? They're very good. And then there are about 5 playable decks. So that brings us to 8 out of 18. The other 10 are largely unplayable trash. That being said, if you are a new player, just make this. Because you'll get at least you'll get an interesting deck.
And note that if you make or get a gold version of this, your whole deck, whichever one it is that you get each time, will all be golden. And you will get the golden coin.
It's true. It's true. I wouldn't hate to have a golden copy of him just for fun.
Yeah, and the thing is
but,
that...
So for people like us who are the sad, just pathetic whales of Hearthstone who buy every expansion, he has very little purpose.
Yes,
But for a new player, make him.
Sure.
Absolutely make him.
Though I have to say,
you can play with something new and fun every game.
And the thing is that you don't have to own any of the other cards. You just get the whole deck.
It just replaces your deck with it. I will say that he has the most dumpster version of Burgle Rogue as one of the recipes. Which was sad.
Not to mention...
It's not even a good one. It's like a really pathetic old one that's not optimized at all. And if you get that Burgle Rogue, you're going to lose every game. So...
Note that if you do have him, he will not show up that people will know that you're Whizbang, which is really sad.
I don't even know what exactly to rate him, because he's not...
I gave him 5 in Brood, only because...
I called him 5 in Unicorn, because he makes his own special deck.
Yeah, I was going to do Unicorn. I was like, well, I'm going to do Brood, because, I mean... He's a deck in himself, so there's really no way to...
It's true. Now I'm going to put up the card that Michael has been waiting to talk about all night.
Yeah. So out of 135 cards, we finally hit the last card, and it is Mecha Cthulhu. He's a 10-mana, 10/10 mech. Death Rattle. If you have no cards in your deck, hand, and battlefield, destroy the enemy heroes. So not only do you have to play this card at some point, you have to have no cards at all on your deck, no cards in the field, no cards in your hand, and then he needs to die, and then you just win the game. And I will be making probably a deck.
So there are enabling combos for this.
Yes.
They are not simple to execute.
Yes, they are. I will make them simple.
There's like a Druid one is probably the easiest, because of course it is, because Druid expertise is in combos. So Druid, they can empty their deck through normal play. They frequently do. It's one of their other win conditions, is emptying their deck with Togwaggle. They can empty their deck, empty their hand with relative ease. At some point in the game, they played the Galvanizer, so then they just drop Mechathune, they drop Naturalize, and they win the game.
And there are other ways to do that, too.
A slightly less consistent, but possibly more reliable combo is Warlock, where you can play an even Warlock, so you can draw a card every turn, without question, to empty your deck, and then play 2 Galvanizers throughout the game to lower Mecha-Cthulhu to 8 mana, at which point you then play Mecha-Cthulhu, Blood Bloom, Cataclysm, which discards your entire hand and destroys all minions. Which means that you have no minions in your battlefield or hand, and your deck will be empty because you're Warlock and you can draw every turn. So that one could also work pretty well, but you have to stay alive, so you have to play a lot of sustain and healing in that deck.
Another one has to do with Rogue's ability to kill things with Rogue's ability to use some of the cards to destroy Mecha Cthulhu, on top of using Myra's Unstable Element to just destroy your whole deck.
Destroy your whole deck. I think they'll have a little bit more problem playing it out, though.
I agree. Hemet Nessenwary is a card that destroys cards 3 mana cost or lower from your deck. So if Mecha Cthulhu and possibly an Enabler is the only thing that's left in your deck after he destroys it, you can pretty much play it soon, right away.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of ways to play Mecha Cthulhu.
This obviously gets a 5 and a Unicorn from me.
This is 5 in Brood tier, man.
5 in Brood.
Because you're gonna be able to win.
This card is hilarious.
If you're a deck that normally goes down to no cards, and he's your last card you play.
I think the Warlock situation is the most realistic. Warlock or Druid.
I think Druid's the most realistic. I'm still working on other ways to make it work.
But yeah, that is the set. So Michael, real quick. I know the stars were largely based on our emotions this time.
You did emotions. Does Mecha Cthulhu work on invulnerable heroes? Yes.
So I have for these slots, my commons are 2.82, rares are 2.5, epics are 2.5, legendaries 3.4, legendary spells 3.
Okay, let me do mine. So common is 2.94, rare is 2.86, epics is 2.89, and then legendaries is 3.64 with legendary spells at 3. So we tied there.
So you rated higher than me in every category.
I always do. Always.
Meanwhile, Druid I have 2.2 because I hate all their cards.
Druid 3.2.
Hunter's a 3.1 because I was tappy.
Hunter is also 3.2.
Mage's a 2.9 because I was confused as to the point of half their cards.
Drew, I put that as 2.4. I don't know what they're doing, and I don't know where they're going.
Paladin's a 2.7 because goddamn Paladin.
Paladin is 3.2 because Kangor's army specifically brought everything up.
Priest is a 2.7 because it's the most boring shit on earth.
Drew, I also had a 2.7 because they're boring.
Rogue is 3.2 because it was fun.
Rogue 3.3 because it's mostly death rattle stuff, and I love that.
Shaman 3.2 because I like their token rush.
Shaman 3.2 because they're boring.
Warlock 2.9 because I don't remember 3 of the Warlock cards already.
We agree on way too many of these. This is also 2.9. 2.9 for me. Jeez.
Warriors 2.7. I think because that boring mech dragged it down.
Drew, Warriors 3.2. They got really good cards.
You overestimate Dr. Boom, I think.
I
Neutral's a 2.43 because all the neutral comments are worthless.
2.89. Because I rated 5 on like almost on 2 of
The
those.
set as a whole, 2.79, which is a little bit above what I gave the Witchwood, and that is how I feel about it largely.
Complete
I
set
like
is
it a lot.
2.99, so it's not quite 3.
Now, which category of cards have your highest count in them?
Balanced because we don't have anything else to.
That's true. What about the next one after that, though?
I'm tied with Busted and Rusted.
Well, that's good. For me, there's a significant gap between Arena and everything else. I think there are so many cards that are just like kind of good, like good enough to play in Arena, but not good enough to make a deck.
I have 14 in Arena and I have 7 in Broad, and then you don't have Unicorn
28
here.
cards in Arena.
You don't have Unicorn listed here, so I don't know how many Unicorns there are.
Oh, I added Unicorn to mine. I could paste the formula or something.
No, it's fine.
Yeah. Well, I'm still less excited about the set than I normally am for some reason. I can't quite pinpoint it.
Max.
I think this will be decent, but we're gonna get into it. It's all gonna depend on how good Combo Druid is. That will decide this meta. If Combo Druid can overcome all these new aggro tools, then they will run the meta without question.
Are you talking about Ramthune, the deck I made where you ramp your mana
No,
and then
I'm
play
not talking
Mecha
about
Cthulhu?
Ramthune.
Because
I'm talking about Malagos into everything.
I have to say that they really need to put Malagos in the Hall of Fame for sure.
I love Malagos, though.
No, you don't.
They just need to stop giving him stupid Druid things.
He has.
Stop making Druid cards that work with Malagos. Give other classes cards. that
What are you
work with
talking
Malagos.
about? They also have other decks, other classes that can do stuff with Malagos too.
What other class runs Malagos ever?
I don't know. I rarely run into Malagos. You run into the most ridiculous decks all the time.
I run into all the tier 1 decks because that's what everyone's playing.
I know, but Malagos never shows up for me. I don't get him.
Malagos and Druid, they were tier 1. They're tier 2 right now just because Zulok's really up there. But they
Yeah,
were tier
I
1
run into a lot of
most this
Zulok.
patch. Zulok right now, if you are like not even that high, like if you're rank 15 or above, which is not high, like Zulok is like 40% of your matchups.
Yeah, it's just Zulok all the time.
Crazy.
So,
But if Malagos Druid with all these new tools, if they can overcome the Zulok and Token Shaman buffs, then they are just gonna destroy the meta, and
well,
we'll be back in Druid country.
the meta needs some shaking up because it's gotten sort of stale, and I'm looking forward.
The meta right now is so oddly, it's very balanced, but at the same time, incredibly boring.
Yeah,
Like,
I know that's the
I
problem.
guess we're balanced. And all the good decks are the most newsworthy ones. Like,
That's true.
alright.
I agree with that 100%. So I'm excited for some shakeup. The first
It'll
couple.
be fun to play. I think there'll be like a Face Hunter deck, and I haven't gotten to play Face Hunter in like a year and a half. So
That's
that'll be fun.
because Egg Hunter's where it's at. You're not doing it right.
I have Egg Hunter. It is fun, but Face Hunter has a special place in my heart. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Face Hunter.
Because it's
The face is
losing.
the place, Michael.
Yeah, but it loses so much.
And now we can hit it with bombs.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm cool. I'm cool with Bomb Hunter. I'm fine with that. So, I'm excited for the new expansion. The first couple weeks are really fun because you get to mess around with stuff. There's no like crazy meta deck that's stopping everyone because it's.
That is something the Witchwood lacked because it did
Because
pick
it didn't
up
have
the
any
meta
good
nearly
cards
hard
that-
enough, so like the meta just didn't change.
The meta was
we
just
didn't get those first
pulled
2
over.
weeks of fun. We got 4 weeks of, oh hey, it's Q block.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to playing on Tuesday. So
Yeah. Me too.
if anyone wants
It'll
to,
be
you can join
interesting.
us Tuesday. We'll be streaming our card pack openings, and then we're gonna have multiple tournaments because we're ridiculous and it's fun. So it'll be about
Yeah.
5 or 6 Eastern time, depending on when Drew decides he wants to be ready to do it. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's it, and we'll see you then.
Yep.
All right.
Everybody then.